Welcome back, Dungeoneers. It's Sunday afternoon, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for Dungeons & Dragons. You're watching Dice and Dungeons, and I'm here at the table with...
I'm David Wong. I play Nines the Tabaxi Bard.
I'm Nicole Bates. I play Soria, the Changeling Druid.
And I'm Greg. I'm playing Ulset Ralph, the Furbog Fighter.
And I'm Alexis Bates, your trusty dungeon mistress. We are coming to you next week with a first special. The first special that we've done as a channel. We've talked about it a couple times, but next Saturday we will be airing Magic the Gathering draft that we did. The Forgotten Realms set of Magic the Gathering has been out now for a few weeks in physical edition, and the four of us got together and filmed a special session of us drafting out booster packs for that. We are not experienced players, so do not expect wonderful play. So if you want to watch most of us, Nicole is way better than the rest of us, flail around while we play, next Saturday at 2 p.m., same time as the show, so it's easy to remember, we will be broadcasting that. Tune in. It's pre-recorded, so at least a couple of us will be there chatting and engaging with folks. So that's what we will be doing next week. Yeah, did you guys have fun shooting that?
I played cards. I put cards out, and some of them did things. I
was physically in the room with you, so you won't see me stutter periodically thanks to my internet provider, AT&T.
That's right.
You're actually in the room.
Yeah, this is the first time we've shot something with everyone in the same room.
Amazing.
It was pretty fun. We tore up the entire studio to make it happen.
Made it a slightly jank setup.
It was pretty jank, I will admit. But I had fun doing that.
Yeah.
And I hope it's entertaining for the rest of you. So tune in next week, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, and we will watch that. I don't know the final length of that show. We're still cutting it together, but it'll be, around an hour or so.
We could have an hour of just putting cards into sleeves.
I mean, we did about have an hour of just that. Yeah. So
That was my favorite part.
Well,
some of us, that was our best play.
I will build some drama. David Wong had not learned anything. He never played before. Went in, we taught him how to play, and then played a couple matches. So going into the session that you see, he was undefeated. He was undefeated.
And they all ganged up against me. No spoilers.
And you might see him win and keep his undefeated title, or maybe he'll lose.
So
and someone new will rise to be champion of Dice and Dungeons Magic the Gathering play.
The one game.
Yep.
The one game to rule them all. Which segues nicely into our sponsor, Geekified. Geekified is a tabletop gaming store out of Vinton, Iowa that meets all of your tabletop role-playing game needs. They take online orders, and they're open for in-store activity. So if you feel like heading down there or jumping over to their website and ordering up some new Magic the Gathering card sets, or maybe a new board game. We've purchased a couple board games through there, and we've been having a lot of fun with them. You can head over to geekified.us/discount/dice and dungeons. That link gives you 5% off of your first order, and buying things through it helps support the show. So it's a great way to entertain yourself or brighten a friend's day with something new and shiny. Thank you to Geekified, and thank you to anyone who buys through that link. We appreciate the support. I think that's it for the announcements this week. Yep. All right. So, Dungeoneers, sorry for hitting the mic. Let's roll. Last time, on Dice and Dungeons, the party, with the help of Franklin Shortbeard III, captured Ludorf and ended his criminal sprawl. So now, safe from retribution and having no further jobs in the city, they decided to track down the lead that Soria had on what happened to her village. So they booked passage with a pirate into the Cornwall Republic, as they had recently closed their borders to everyone coming from the country of Glindreng. They said their goodbyes to the people of Nordfeld and went off with their new traveling companions, making their way to the coast in a simple wagon. We rejoined the group, traveling down the highways of Glindreng.
The highways of Glindreng are really bumpy.
Yes, they are. It would be good to have more cushioning in the back.
I see that we're doing the Star Trek. That's how you know the ride is bumpy. Everyone is jumping up and down in the seats.
Yeah.
I'm very stabilized. So the back thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your legs are just shock absorbers.
Are we there yet?
No.
Oh, we're there yet.
So, you're the captain, right?
Yes, that is correct.
That is Captain. How about that?
If that's what you want to call me, I've been called worse things, to be sure.
What's the worst thing you've been called?
Saltworthy.
It's unmentionable to such delicate ears as yourselves. I wouldn't repeat it because it would dirty my mouth.
Just wash it out.
What are your companions' names?
The two women traveling up front pipe up to answer your question. My name is Safine. And mine is Isabella.
Safine and Isabella?
Yes.
What do they look like? I forget from last time.
Like pirates.
I don't think I gave you a very good description of them last time. You've been traveling for, 5-6 hours now down the road. You're a good distance away from Nordfeld. Safine, she is, on the shorter side, with shoulder-length blonde hair, an undercut, and she often wears a kind of tricorn hat.
Human?
Yes, she is human.
Are they both human?
As is Safine.
So everyone here is human.
Safine has bright blue hair.
In a fantasy setting?
Is this Isabella, you mean?
Oh, yes, Isabella, excuse me. Isabella has bright blue hair, and it is much longer than Safine's, flowing down in gentle curls to about her waist. She wears no hat, and both of them are wearing the sort of stereotypical pirate garb. Button down.
Can I have a hat because it got stolen?
Are you asking her that?
Yes, I'm curious about her lack of hat.
I don't wear a hat.
Why not?
It makes me hot. It covers my head up.
Try smaller hat.
What good would smaller hat do for me?
Looks cool.
Does it?
Yes. That's what I tell all the animals I give hats to.
Maybe I should find a small hat. How small are we talking?
About size of pancake.
I use
That is a small hat?
I use my glamored leather armor to make like a pancake-sized bowler hat right on the top of
like a silver dollar size bowler hat?
Yeah,
okay.
Small.
Like a real small.
Directly on top of my head. Not off to the side or anything. Just right on top.
A comically
Oh, look
small.
at cool hat.
Like this.
This is so cool.
It works for you.
Speaking of, we should have some pancakes.
Yes.
Some pancakes.
You, who are captain, how about that? We have not had breakfast yet. Where is the buffet?
Isn't it evening now?
No, this is... Well, it's a Nordfeldian very late night at this point.
So it's the morning.
Yes, the sun is up.
We're out of Nordfeld now.
You are now out of Nordfeld.
We can go back to a normal...
We're diurnal.
Yes, you're now back on diurnal functioning.
Mm-hmm.
So should we...
Here's a question. Do I still have my pie?
Did you eat it?
I mean, we were splitting it, but I don't know how much we ate of it.
I suppose that's up to all of you. I have no problem with you having a pie. It's just how much do you want to have eaten before? So, if you want to, you can have your pie that you stole with your big boy crime.
Yes, that big boy crime.
Well, where is breakfast?
You did promise us meals.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He reaches underneath his... all of you are kind of sitting on a bench in the back of this wagon that runs along either side of the wagon. Yes, the well-coordinated... You guys would fit right in on TOS.
Yeah.
He reaches underneath his bench, pulls out a pretty standard-looking small supply box, pops the lid open, and tosses each of you a couple pieces of jerky. Meal fit for a king. Or queen.
For 1,000 gold, I was expecting better fare.
It's mostly the passage you paid for, not the accommodations.
Do you have any, eggs?
Eggs. I suppose we could pop out and get some as we travel down the road. Not much to cook it in the back of a moving wagon.
I can handle that.
I suppose if you
We already
want to
have
consume
egg in
them.
here.
No, we don't have an edible egg.
No.
Might I inquire what you are carrying on your back?
That's my boulette egg. It's my baby.
Why are you carrying around a boulette egg?
Because I'm going to hatch it and raise it as my own.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
I'm sure that you're going to need it.
So, if you are going to stop for eggs, perhaps you could also pick up a few other things. We would like some fresh vegetables, cucumber,
Croissant.
tomato. Yes, croissants would be wonderful. And if you happen onto a pretzel or two, that would be good as well.
We're used to shopping episodes.
Some onions, potatoes.
As you're talking, he kind of jumps out the back of the wagon. Be right back!
Thank you.
And he goes running off into a field, and they slow the wagon.
I think he's just stealing them from a farm.
They are pirates.
6 minutes later, he comes back. Oh, we need to move quickly, if you don't mind picking up the pace scales. And they just nod and kind of shake their heads as an arrow goes flying past the two of them.
Duck.
I was slightly less deft than I usually am at sneaking into the chicken coop.
I hope so. Oh, chicken.
Here's your eggs, madam.
Thank you. How many eggs do I have?
You have 5 eggs.
Alright. I will use my frying pan and fry them up. I'll use my magical herb pouch to, get some
Some
nice-
oregano.
No. Fresh parsley, salt, pepper.
A little
And
bit of.
oregano.
Yeah.
Oh, just a small amount of oregano. Very small.
Okay.
I'll just make some nice omelets for everyone.
You do that.
You're feeding
There.
them as well.
What?
You're feeding them as well.
Well, all but one of them. There's 5 eggs.
Ah, okay.
You couldn't possibly split up any eggs in there. That'd be impossible.
I don't
This
know.
is an excellent omelet. Thank you very much.
Yeah, excellent.
It is, yes. And that's not exaggerating.
So
That was terrible yolk.
I will make omelets for people.
No. No.
I think
Bad tabaxi.
if anyone wants, I still have some mushrooms, I think.
How old are those?
They're musty.
It's been a while.
It's been a
Okay.
while.
Well, that was much better than the jerky.
Well, I'll keep in mind that I have to steal a couple of eggs each day to keep 3 of you fed.
Yeah.
Yes, we are low maintenance.
Yeah.
What do you do to pass time?
Yeah, like, do you just sit in the cart? Do you play instruments?
Mostly we sit in silence, or occasionally tell bad jokes. Sometimes Sophine plays a bit on her lute. That's about it, though.
Ah.
Do you
Perhaps
play
you-
to Staxies?
In the back of a moving cart? No, I would
Yes,
think
hard
not.
mode.
Hard mode dyslexia.
Perhaps you could teach us some pirate shanties, some sea shanties.
Maybe one of them can teach me how to pick locks better.
That could be too.
I'm afraid I'm not much for singing. Never let people see your weak side, I tell them.
What about Sophine and Isabel? Do they sing shanties?
If we like you, sure.
Ah,
They'll never sing
that
for
means
us.
it costs extra.
no. I think we must roll a. Do they like us?
A like us check.
I don't think you roll the do they like us check. In the interest of seeing what happens to all of you, one of you roll a D100.
Go ahead, Juan. We'll just go around.
Go around.
That is an 88.
Ooh.
88.
Is this like on our
Like
first
an
day or
Oldsmobile.
just in general?
Yes.
Yeah.
On the first day out, we rolled an 88 as we passed along the farmer's
Let's see
gate.
here. There's.
Are you the lyricist for 9s plus 1?
No, I was hoping that they would teach us a sea shanty so that they did not hear me making up songs.
Sorry, I pick a number 1 through 4.
3.
Pick one of the remaining numbers, Ulseth.
1.
9s, pick one of the remaining ones.
4.
All right. I don't believe anyone chose 2.
Oh.
And was it Ulseth who chose 3? Or was it Zoria?
Zoria
I
picked
chose
3.
3.
All right, remember your numbers. Make a perception check.
Me?
Yes.
Do I have guidance?
No.
No.
Oh.
Oh, no.
8. I rolled on that one.
We're good at this adventuring outside of Nordfell thing.
Good thing we're just sitting here in a wagon.
As you are trundling down the road, all of a sudden, one of the sides of the cart lurches downward and sends the 3 of you tumbling across to the other side of the cart. You land on top of the captain, and the whole thing is dreadfully uncomfortable. He looks up
Hello,
at you
Captain.
3. I don't suppose.
I turned into a furball.
Nines liked it.
I don't suppose that the 3 of you mind terribly getting off of me.
The other 2 might. I think I'm comfortable here.
I feel like a refund when we're...
At least a partial refund, yes.
I'm going to get up and look for danger. Because I have no idea why we just fell over.
The 2 up front they're in their seat still, but they're sort of dislodged and laying on their sides. Is everyone all right?
What happened?
I don't know. If you get off of me, I can get out and look.
I already got up.
I'm off. It's
I'm not.
no.
Well, far be it from me to disturb a tabaxi. All right. He shoves you off.
Ah!
He gets out. Well, this is going to be a bit of a problem. There is a trap laden underneath this wheel now. I'm sure it was meant for someone else, definitely not us. But our wheel has fallen in nonetheless. Would someone mind giving me a hand getting this out?
What is it you're trying to do?
We need to lift it out of a large hole that the wheel has fallen in.
Okay, everybody out of the wagon. I will lift it out of the hole.
No!
Guidance. You're not in the wagon. You have to climb in.
Fine, I'll stay out of the wagon so Olsef doesn't hit me with something.
So,
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
I'm gonna keep a watch since he said this was a trap.
15.
Although it is quite an effort for you to lift this cart,
This cart is heavier than it looks. It must be all of that jerky.
you do manage to get it to a point where the horses can pull it forward.
Do the
And-
horses have names?
Are you asking me, or are you asking the people around?
captain.
Asking the captain.
You who are captain, how about that? Do the horses have names?
I'm not sure. We borrowed them.
How
Wait a
about,
second.
how about
I take a good look at the two horses.
Okay.
Is one of them familiar?
Yes, is one of them Winfield?
Sure. Why not? Sure, one could be Winfield. All right.
What one's Winfield?
Didn't we leave Winfield sitting outside the guild house?
Winfield has a mind of his own. He's a horse.
He's his own free horse.
He's a horse with ambitions.
Was a free horse.
Okay.
Is the other one named Sturmgrim?
No. Well,
So, we get back in the cart now.
that is going to put a bit of a delay on things, says the captain as he's now looking underneath the wagon. Unfortunately, part of the axle system is now cracked, and I'll have to repair it.
Is that important?
Wagon repair.
Wagon repair.
Yes, it is important. I see a small town just over the horizon. You can look and see the smoke columns rising. Pretty sure I can find the parts I need there. Shouldn't take too long once I have the right pieces. If you all want to stay here, that's perfectly fine. I can
The,
run in on my own.
the smoke columns, does that look like regular, like, chimney stuff?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like
It's
just
not
people
like
living.
a
No, it's
town
not.
being
The whole
burned
town
down.
is being burned down.
No.
That would be
Okay.
Definitely not.
Not yet.
No, it looks like, you know,
Parts would
there's
be cheaper if the
there's
town was
cooking
burned.
fires and regular chimney smoke coming up. I guess
If only you'd kept those branches.
Yeah.
carried them around for 19 sessions.
So, well, we could go into town as well. Perhaps the captain, as part of our fare, would treat us to a decent lunch.
This is the most food-motivated group I've ever DM'd. Very
We
food-motivated.
made a whole bunch of colorful characters in there with unique backstories.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
We'll ask everyone about why they're in this town.
What their ancestors were like, what their future plans are.
Yes,
What's the name of this town?
I have no idea.
What's your complex
That's a very.
backstory?
Oh, I don't talk about that.
Of course not.
Not on the first smuggling, at least.
Well, shall we accompany Captain How About That down to I have no idea?
Sure. I don't think these are actual names.
Then why is he saying them like they are names?
I think he's just saying he doesn't know the name of the town.
Why didn't he not just say that?
He did.
He said, "What is the name of that town?" I have no idea. As though he had a very good idea what the town's name was.
I think you're
go
mistaking
now?
confidence for facts.
That is up to you guys if you want to go.
Yeah.
Kid, yes.
It takes.
May we accompany you to the town that has no name?
Oh yes, of course. Please do. And he looks over at the two gals you're traveling with. Just goes, "Oh, come along." let's see if we can find the parts that we need.
You can
split party and hang out with them and discuss our hopes and dreams?
I was gonna suggest maybe you learn some more criming from the captain while we're here.
I don't know, he doesn't seem good at crime. He got
5 eggs for 6 people.
Yeah, 5 eggs for 6 people and an arrow practically through his head. That was not very good criming. You with the pie was much better than that.
I admit it wasn't one of my finer moments, but I'm in a bit of a rush.
Well, do we head down into town then?
Yeah, if you guys want to go into town with him.
Sure, let's go into town.
Okay.
This whole stuff probably needs rope.
I assume so.
Well, the 3 of you can feel free to make your way around town. Meet me back here in, say, an hour and a half or so.
Alright, I'll look for a market.
Alright. This is a pretty small town. There's maybe 20 buildings in it. Most of them seem to be houses. Mm-hmm. So the market that you find is, a town blacksmith and then a couple farmers that are setting up and bartering with people for what they need.
Perfect. I would like to buy potatoes, carrots, eggs, a chicken. What else will we need?
Onion.
Onions.
Salt.
I got salt.
Ah.
Do you need anything, Nines? Tuna?
No, just on the prowler for more pie.
Okay.
Basically, I'd like to buy provisions.
Okay.
Maybe a cabbage.
You're able to pretty much go through and pick out all of that laying out on tables.
Alright. How much will that all cost me?
Well, what do you have?
I have 6 carrots.
No, I see what you have. What do you have to trade?
Money.
Money. We don't usually get too much of that through here. But I suppose we can make an arrangement for money. Say 6 silver pieces for all this?
I also have a set of fine clothing if you want to trade.
Well, that is a nice piece. We don't usually have a whole lot of nice things to wear through here. And it's hard to make. If you're willing to trade that away, I'm sure that I can convince my partner to let you have all that.
Alright, only if you tell me your backstory.
My backstory?
Yeah, your life story. And your name and,
My
Start
name
with
is
your
Mary.
mother's
I was born
grandparents.
here in this town and spent my whole life here.
But you're secretly in love with someone.
No, I'm in love with my partner.
Oh.
She points over her shoulder at another woman working the stall.
Oh. Well, that's pretty boring.
Mm-hmm.
Have you killed anyone?
No?
Oh,
Have
okay.
you thought about killing anyone?
No?
Well, I'll trade you these clothes.
You want someone dead, though?
No? You folks aren't here to start any trouble, are ya?
Nope.
No, that guy is.
Yeah, we're just here to be smuggled out of the country.
Well, good luck to ya.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Here's the clothes.
She takes your fine piece of clothing and sends you off with a couple armfuls worth of
Can you
supplies.
help me carry these baskets?
I will carry those for you, Zoria.
Thank you.
You're Zoria now, correct?
No, I'm not a changeling.
No, who are you now?
I'm currently disguised as a dwarf woman.
What is your name?
I have not determined that yet.
What is your complex backstory?
I'm a distant cousin of the Ulstein line.
Yeah. You.
Let's get into character.
I will carry your baskets for you, Stain.
Don't use my royal name around the commoners. Call me
Ishmael.
Ishmaela.
I will carry your baskets for you, Ishmael. I'm glad that you described yourself. I'm glad you described yourself and your lack of name. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known who you were at the moment. Excuse me, you are selling vegetables.
Yes?
Is there a place like a bakery in town?
She points at the building directly across from her.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bread maker.
Okay, I'll go over to the bread maker. Hello, you who are a bread maker.
Hey, what do you need?
I was wondering if you happen to have any pretzels, or perhaps croissant.
I have loaves of bread.
We should get some bread.
Yes, that sounds good. I will take. How large are these loaves?
Okay, big. Fairly large.
Four loaves.
I don't know if we can eat that much. Just get two.
Two. I will take 2 loaves of your bread.
Okay. What can you offer?
Well, I do have coppers and silvers.
Money folk. All right.
Yes, that is true. I do not wish to give up my... I also am carrying some candles. And,
If you wish to be traded in money, it'll
Yes.
be... five copper.
that is a very good deal. I will actually give you 1 silver for these 2 loaves.
Have at it.
And I do not need to make change.
Anything else you guys need in town?
Well,
Perhaps I could suggest this. When someone buys some of your bread, you could say, "Have a great bread loaf day."
I'll
Just a
think
thought.
about it.
how about you're ready to have a good day now?
Good ideas.
You know, it might market you better.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna do it.
Yes, a society that doesn't use money really needs to market better.
It's a small rural town that doesn't get many travelers. They're not really.
Okay.
This is mostly bartering here.
I think we've used up the resources in this town.
There's not much.
We have supplies for the trip now.
Yes, at least we in the back of the wagon will eat well.
Yeah.
All right. After an hour and a half passes, you meet back up with the captain, who seems to have some appropriate parts to fix the wagon.
Did you do a big crime?
No, I paid for them.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Did you find pie?
No,
A pieless town.
it's the worst town.
All right. Ready to head back, 3 of you?
Yeah. You mind getting all that stuff in the cart?
Yeah, I'll put the baskets of produce in the cart.
Very good.
We have supplemented the poor victuals that you have provided for us.
And we are ever so grateful.
We did not say we would share with you.
I didn't think you were. So,
Can we go now?
What?
I think we are
Can we
going.
go now?
He sets about fixing the wagon when you get back. It takes him the better part of the afternoon to get things right. I was hoping we weren't going to have any of these difficulties, but it only makes sense. Of course we would. I think we'll have to camp not too very far from here. Hope you don't mind roughing it for a night. We'll have to do that several times.
We're used to it.
Yes, we have slept outdoors before.
And this time no one
Well,
will
you
be
never
chasing
could
us.
tell.
You know, once you got our money, you stop being all charming.
Oh no, it was far after that. It was about the time that you asked for croissants that I stopped being charming. So, is there anywhere in particular you'd like to set up camp for the night?
I do not believe we know this area.
I can look around for a good spot.
All right.
Do you want to do what? Survival, nature, perception? What am I rolling? Or am I just looking?
It depends what you want to use.
I want to look for a good secluded spot that will stay warm and dry.
Okay, why don't you make a survival check?
Guidance. Natural 20 plus 9.
As the sun begins to set, you finally point out just the perfect little copse off the roadways that seems to be secluded behind a hill, yet still on high ground. You noticed it just at the last second before you went around a bend.
This is the spot.
You set up your camp for the night and prepare whatever food you want.
I'm gonna cook the chicken. Make some, fry the chicken, break it up, fry it in the pan.
Of course.
I'll use the fat from it to cook some potatoes and some carrots. Season them accordingly. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can add some mead to the meal. Nines.
Can you use part of my mead that I haven't done in the last few days?
And I'll make enough for everyone.
1 cup of mead.
You said you make enough for everyone.
Yep.
All right.
Add some of the onions, things like that.
That is very generous of you, Ishmaela.
Ishmaela.
That is what you said your name is currently.
Oh, it is.
Well, I do appreciate the food, and I apologize for my sour mood later. Fixing wagons is always a good way to put me into a bad temper.
Well, we'll try not to roll 88 again, that's for sure.
Yes, you look like you could use mead.
I could definitely use some meat.
Could I have a mead, Nines?
Yeah, you can have mead.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
Nines, do you still have your screamy stick, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I do have screamy stick.
We should definitely use the scream stick.
Let's see, it has like a 10-foot diameter, 20-foot diameter.
Something like that.
Just enough for the three of us to, if we sleep close to the stick.
Wow, why are you so, anti the people we paid to get us where we need to go?
Because it has a very small diameter.
Oh.
We can't all fit in the diameter. We only have one screamy stick.
Did you find it in your inventory?
It works up to 500 feet.
500 feet?
Yeah, I have it in there.
Oh. Okay, well, then we can all
10-foot
sleep.
diameter.
This is military technology that you guys bought.
Yes. No, we found it.
Yes.
Yeah, you definitely didn't buy it, right?
No, we found it and lost the money.
Yeah, we lost. I just happened to lose some money when I found it.
It was a great deal of...
this is a magic
that
stick. Yeah. It's a magic stick that will yell at us if there are intruders.
All right. You place it on the ground, I'm sure, sort of in the middle of camp, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although I am reading the description, and
it looks like the 500 works if you have multiple of it or something.
The
right?
zone of warning, I'm reading this again, is 10 feet. So it creates a 10-foot diameter.
20 feet.
Or
oh no.
It's a 10-foot diameter, not a radius.
Yeah.
A 10-foot diameter around the post. But the placer of the beacon can be alerted as far as 500 feet away from it. The idea is that you could place this, say, a whole series of them at the outer edge of a camp and still be far inward of that camp and be alerted if something crosses it.
So is this place where we're camping, is it enclosed at all, or is it just wide open everywhere?
She said it was a copse, so I'm guessing that there's some trees.
Okay.
As far as traveling through the northern interstitial woods area that you're in. Because it's kind of the region that you're in. Much more north of you, there's heavy woods. Much south of you, you enter into plains, and this is a transition area.
So Nines, perhaps you could place the screamy stick in a location which is likely to intercept anyone coming toward us.
Towards the road, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, can I use my perception to pick a spot that would seem most likely where someone would come?
That would be more
Insight?
like insight. Well, not even really insight necessarily. I think that's more survival. Even I would even say you could use stealth in this. Trying to think through how am I approaching? If I were to sneak in here, what way would I use? I see AT&T's off to a good start. A good start with your internet.
I got a 17.
All right. You have a pretty good idea of where someone might try to sneak up on you. Given that the cart has been placed in such a way to block the largest pathway and create an impediment for anyone trying to move through there, the remaining pathways in here, which seem to be some deer trails, you stake them out and find what you think the most likely one to be.
And another thing I want to do tonight is I actually haven't attuned to Old Thumper yet. And it says I have to threaten it.
To attune to it?
Yes. I must prove to the club that I am worthy by making it feel threatened.
Oh, well, I'll give you guidance and my hatchet.
So I'm attuning to it. Does it speak to me, or does it just exist?
It simply exists.
I do not feel more intimidating. If you don't let me be more intimidating, I will take a hatchet to you.
Are you holding the weapon as you're talking to it?
Yeah. This is the way I do it.
It shudders a little bit. There's a little vibration. You sense in it. Roll an intimidation check.
You said you did guidance, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, that was a terrible roll, and I got a 9.
At least it's on brand.
The club, as much as you could like get the feel from a club, how do I want to describe this? It basically makes you feel like
you're talking to a piece of wood.
It just kind of makes you feel stupid. I don't know how a club would really do that, but you just get this innate sense that it thinks you're dumb.
Sorry, I take your hatchet back.
Okay.
I pick up the club and I go over to the fire. Like, this is useless to me now. I just hold it over the fire for a second.
Roll another intimidation check with advantage.
And that is going to be a 23.
This time, the weapon, it sort of gives off this warm energy, and you feel surrounded by this sort of warm ambiance. And
I feel warm and ambiance, but that might be the fire.
You now feel connected with the weapon, and you have
This is a club that will keep you warm at night.
But fire will do that well, as well. But I don't think I will burn this club. It feels like it is a part of me.
You are successfully attuned to Old Thumper.
Yay.
I thought you might enjoy that particular method of attunement. Having to threaten the weapon to get it to work with you.
Yes, I'm gonna tell everyone I had to threaten this weapon in order to make it work with me.
It's a good
If
strategy.
I can threaten a stick, I can threaten you.
With the stick.
All right.
Before I turn in, I'm going to do a fervent tech training session with my pamphlet.
Sure.
And I would like to see if one of them would help train me in lockpicking a little.
I got a 61.
Okay. Who are you asking?
Captain,
Yes.
are you or Safina or Isabella trained in picking locks?
They all sort of smirk and chuckle. I think we could all say we're well trained in that skill.
Well, I've been practicing,
Oh.
and I was wondering if one of you would help me practice and learn.
A fellow scallywag.
Exactly.
Well, I always say, if you grow your profession, you grow with it. So,
What does that mean?
And why do you always say that?
because it's an old saying where I come from?
Where do you come from?
Nah. It's a well-kept secret.
We will find out, because if we go to a place where everyone is saying, if you grow into your profession, you will grow or something, then we know that we are where he is from.
Yeah.
That's made very important 30 to 40 sessions from now.
Which
That's right.
which one of us would you care to...
I really don't want to be
Which
in
one
a
of
place
you
where
is the
everyone is
best?
always saying,
Teaching.
At teaching? Well, I'm not sure about that. What do you two girls think? They look at each other, and Isabella says, I think I'm probably the most skilled at teaching someone.
Okay. Do you mind teaching me?
No. I, little rusty on teaching some of the basics, but I think I can manage.
Well, I've been practicing a bit, so we'll see where I'm at.
Go ahead and roll percentile dice twice.
Or
Maybe that's really good in lockpicking.
I'm 51.
So 55
Total.
total. All right. Anything else the three of you want to do before you bed down?
That's all for me.
that's it.
Okay. Then number 3. Roll percentile dice.
That's
Number
you.
3. Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See if I roll 4 again. I rolled a 51 again. Wow. I rolled 51 in a row. Twice.
Wow. What a
Okay. Let's see what happens. That went under my tablet. Very good. As you are sleeping, there's
Dreaming about
you
being
hear
in the wagon.
some loud cracking nearby. Everyone,
I am suddenly waking.
Wake up.
and
Be alert.
you now rouse each other. What
Gross.
What do you want to do next? You're laying on the ground, awake, but not able to see much more than just looking around.
Is the crackling coming from the direction of the screamy stick?
No.
I want to cast guidance and try and listen for the sound to identify what's happening.
Yeah, why don't you roll? Why don't you roll survival? I think that's the closest thing here.
17.
I'm also alert and wondering what's going on.
You can tell that it's not the footfalls of animals. It seems to be more... Well, it seems to be something with 2 legs. I think it's humanoid. It's too... There's too much of a crunch, too much of a snap with it.
It is perhaps a bipedal baby mammoth.
Or it's one of them going out to pee.
I told you I'd find you, you bastard! And I need all of you to roll an initiative.
Not great.
7.
All right, so Ulseth has 7. Nines, what do you have?
6.
All right.
4.
Oh, even
Wonderful.
Even all righter. Maybe this intruder is after.
I think they're after the captain.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about this.
All right.
Not our fight.
Is this the farmer?
You don't know, but
And I don't.
it wouldn't appear to be as you look around. It seems to be a rival pirate based on his garb, and there are 5 of them altogether. The captain and his 2 crewmates seem to have wrapped up 4, leaving 1 for the 3 of you, and we're going to take just a quick break while I set up the battle map. We'll be right back in just a minute or 2. Hello, everyone. We're back, and we are about to jump into battle here. So, when you were sleeping the night, you were snuck up upon, and you find yourselves in the midst of a battle. Someone is upset with the captain, it seems, since they were screaming at him, and that became very, very clear very quickly. And there's now one person charging towards the 3 of you. This individual goes first, and he tries to just charge by the 3 of you, actually.
Like, what route?
Goes right past Soria. Yep, right there.
Alright. Like there.
Yes. And
I'll take an attack of opportunity if I can.
yeah, you can. Absolutely.
What do I even have to hit him with? Let's see. I will. Oh, I have a scimitar. I'll try and hit him with that.
Okay, go ahead.
10.
That does not hit. So as you swing out with your scimitar, not being very well practiced, you swing wide.
Yeah. I mean, that's my reaction. I don't.
Yep. Okay. He then grabs a dagger from his side and throws it out towards the captain,
Who's off to the south?
who's not, for the purposes of simplicity in here, engaged with the other 3 and won't be seen in this battle, because that would be kind of boring to have 7 other people just being part of the combat.
Just whacking each other with Lexi rolling.
Yes. I'm fairly good at being descriptive about combat. I'm not that entertaining. So, he throws his dagger out, and it whizzes by the captain's ear, nicks it just a little bit.
Now
And-
the captain has a pierced ear.
And this individual screams out, "You took my ship and you took my crew, and I'm gonna take your life!" And that's his turn. Ulseth, it is now your turn.
You wanna just go up to this guy?
You who are the intruder. What ship and crew has he taken? As I wield my weapons.
It does not respond to you.
Okay, well, I slash at him with Katiralar.
All right, go ahead.
Getting all of, that would be 18.
That hits, yeah. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Usually this is a 2 or a 3. Let's see what happens.
On a D8, yeah.
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 It is a 4.
Wow.
So I do 8 damage. That's
Okay.
Katiralar. And then I bring up my offhand
Non-lethally.
and just non-lethally smash at him with the hilt of a Lashalar.
All right.
Getting a nat 20.
All right.
All right.
So I do 2 of these. And it's not good.
The offhand is always better than the main
It
hand.
only does
apparently.
6 non-lethal hilt smash.
Did you roll 1 twice?
I did.
Wow. That's a rare roll
It's a
reversal.
rare thing. Usually a Lashalar is pretty nasty.
All right. Managing to connect with both your weapons, you take your main hand, stab it through his side, catching him. You think maybe nicking his kidney a little bit because he winces over pretty badly. And then you kind of punch him in the back, since you're doing non-lethal damage, and hit him with your guard. He doubles back, whirls around, and will be attempting to face you. But it's Nine's turn.
There is now a now super groggy Nines who's upset that his catnap was interrupted. You! You disrupted my sleep! I'll kill you! And I just grab my club and I just start running at him.
All right.
If he wants to be intimidated by that, I can do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to hit him in the head with my club.
Go ahead.
Is it advantage with flanking?
Yes.
Yes, you are flanking. So you get advantage on your attack rolls.
That's going to be a 21.
That will definitely hit. Yeah.
And that's going to be 5 damage.
Okay. Swing down with Old Thumper, and you do give him a whack on the head. And he recoils, holding his head. Ah, who the hell are you guys?
We have no name.
We're smugglies.
We are paying passengers.
Yeah, well, help me kill him, and I'll let you have your money back, and I'll still smuggle ya.
Oh, that's a good deal.
It's
He
a
doesn't
really
have
good
a ship, though. He just said
Oh,
that.
yeah, he doesn't have a ship. That's a good point.
Or a crew.
What's it? We're in combat. We can't talk to him. Really.
It's your turn now. Unless Nines or something else you want to do.
I mean, I can keep intimidating him.
Do you want to use your bonus action for that?
Sure. Can we still use my screaming and running at him with my,
Yeah,
with
we'll
my
factor all that in, yeah.
That's gonna be a 19.
What is your goal here? What are you trying to intimidate him into doing?
I just want him to leave. I want to go back to sleep.
He looks a little wary at you two, not quite realizing that Soria is part of this yet, because you two are the ones who've just stabbed and bludgeoned him. And so he's looking warily at the two of you, but makes no other reaction other than to look slightly nervous. Soria, it's your turn.
Alright, I'll step back 10 feet and cast Thorn Whip.
Go ahead.
Not 1 plus 7. I am only rolling 1s and 20s today.
Feeling a little groggy, apparently, you lash out with Thorn Whip, coming up slightly short and having no effect. It's now back to his turn, unless there's something else you'd like to do.
No.
All right.
I'm good.
He looks at the two of you. So you in?
No! You don't have a ship!
Or a crew.
Fine then.
Or wholesales.
And he swings out first at Ulseth. I'm guessing at 24 hits.
Oh, yes.
All right. Dealing 6 damage to you. Then swinging over at 9s. I am guessing a 9 does not hit, though.
No, it does not hit me.
Okay.
But it's on brand.
It is on brand. Swings out, connects with Ulseth, it slashes you across your chest, not very deeply, swings out at 9s, and manages to give you just the barest of haircuts across your arm.
It's just one whisker dramatically floats down.
You know. That will end his turn. It is now Ulseth's turn.
You who are a wounded pirate, you may surrender now and live.
There's no surrender in this game.
Lots of people surrendered to us in this game.
Yes. It's a common theme. Well, at any rate...
I need to choose my words more carefully, apparently.
I raise Katiralar and
Lethally.
non-lethally hit him with the side of the blade upside the head.
All right.
Well, I don't really. 10.
You have advantage.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
advantage.
you
on
still have
flanking.
advantage because you are flanking.
Well, in that case, 14.
That does not connect.
Well, then I raise Alashalar, which seems to be a much more effective weapon.
You should just get a second one of those.
Yeah, you should just use 2 of them. Yeah.
And attack with that, getting, in this case, at 1, but 25.
Okay. That does hit. Go ahead and
Bringing
roll
it
for damage.
Down, maybe not 1 this time. 7.
Non-lethal damage, I'm assuming?
7 non-lethal hilt smashing damage.
All right. You smash your guard across his head. Ah! Could you stop hitting me?
If you would quit fighting, yes.
And is there anything else you want to do?
I'm going to do action surge and just do this again.
Sure. Yeah.
I can just use 1 weapon this time. No, it's a whole other action, isn't it?
Your offhand's a bonus action to attack.
Okay, well, I'm just going to use the Lashalar. No. I will take a chance. Katiralar.
Take a chance on your better weapon.
On my main hand weapon. I'll take a chance on my...
It's better on paper.
Maybe I'm really left-handed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You should maybe try and.
Maybe I should switch these
Maybe.
weapons.
Why don't you do that?
I'm going to switch weapons. My hands, yeah. I'm going to raise...
Hold on a second.
Are you actually switching weapons?
Yes. Katiralar is now in my left hand.
I think you could probably do that as a...
It worked fine.
I'll
with
do it
Princess
next. I'll do
Bride.
it in between.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to allow it as a free action.
It's for flavor.
Yeah.
17.
See?
As you bring your weapon down, surely to connect, this apparent rival captain draws his blade out and parries it away.
Well, you must have just hit his AC.
Yeah, wow.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's what I did.
Okay. 9s, your turn.
Oh, wait. Can I do a, No, he didn't attack me. So that wasn't a missed melee slashing weapon. No.
That is correct.
Okay.
9s, your turn.
I was dreaming of croissant and you ruined it. And I hit him again with the club. I roll a 2 and a 4, so that's not going to do anything.
Okay. Being unused to wielding such a large weapon, much as a club at all, you swing wide and find yourself just slightly off balance for a moment, looking a little ridiculous. Anything else you'd like to do?
Not right now.
Okay. Sorry, it's your turn.
Angry to inspire anyone.
All right. The first thing I'm going to do is use my bonus action to do a Balm of the Summer Court on Ulseth, calling on Fey energy to revive you, and I heal 6 hit points. Wait. Spending there. Yeah. 6 hit points, and you get 1 temporary hit point as well. And then I'm going to use my main action to attempt to Thorn Whip again.
Okay. Go right ahead.
That's an 11 this time.
You swing out with your Thorn Whip and manage to wrap it around his boot for a moment before he kicks it off.
I'm not really feeling this.
You
I've
are at
had
least
just about
trying.
enough of the 3 of you!
Then you may leave.
He swings at first at Ulseth, and
What's he attacking with?
he's attacking with a scimitar.
Okay.
I'm guessing that 11 does not hit.
No, but
So.
I can react
You can.
And
with
use
an
your
attacking roll
Alashalar disarm.
to disarm. Yes. Do I get advantage because we're still flanking?
In the specific rules around Alashalar, no. It'd be very specific circumstances to get advantage on this one.
21.
You manage to rend his sword away from him.
Oh,
Drop it to the ground.
sorry, this arm.
Yeah, you're right. This works way better when you're using it
does.
left-handed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Lashalar still continues to work fine right here.
Yeah.
We'll need to thank this guy for learning something new about yourself.
Now,
After all of these dozens and
Scimitarless.
dozens of years, I have learned that I am a left-handed weapon man.
and having thrown his dagger, he swings out with his fist at 9s. Guessing a 7 does not hit. Okay. At that point, he looks at you, looks at the club, looks at you, looks at his sword, and he just bolts for the woods.
Provoking an attack of opportunity from 9s.
Yeah. 9s may make an attack of opportunity, Ulseth having used his reaction.
And it's just regular, no advantage, right?
Well, you would have been flanking at the time, so you can still roll with advantage.
So close. That's gonna be a 22.
That will hit, yeah. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Non-lethal damage.
I'm just like swinging it like a baseball club, and I do 4 damage.
Okay. Your inexperience with the weapon, and it doesn't seem to matter too much as you connect with his shoulder, knocking him for a moment off balance, but he continues to press into the woods.
How far is he running? I moved him 30.
Yeah, that's his full movement. That's all he can do.
Okay.
And it's Ulseth's turn now.
Do we want to pursue him or?
I feel like this is probably not someone we should just, like, leave without tying up or something.
Okay. Move me behind him. I assume I can get there.
Yeah. Like there.
And I guess I'll just do some non-lethal attacking. I would do grapple, but that's all I can do. It's just once. Okay, so I raise Katiralar and attempt to disable him non-lethally by slashing at his the back of his leg.
All right.
That's only a 12.
He is just out of your reach as you misjudge the distance, finding nothing but air.
But I judge better with Alashalar.
We'll see. Probably
We'll see.
you do.
We'll see. I do 23.
All right. You do find better aim with Shalar and manage to connect. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Doing 8 non-lethal heal smashing damage.
Somehow you always I find it incredible that the statistically worse weapon
It's consistent.
is consistently the most damaging weapon.
Not only damaging, but disarming.
Yeah.
It has a great personality.
Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Get a second one of those.
Get another Alashalar. There really isn't anything else I can do other than tell him to just stop, and he won't.
He keeps running. Nines, it's your turn.
He's 30 feet away from me, right?
Yes.
I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on him.
Okay.
Hey, pirate! What is your favorite letter?
And there.
R!
Did you really just? Yeah.
You really did that, yep.
So is that a save or?
Yeah, 14 wisdom save.
I can't believe you did that.
I can. It's really on brand
And-
for me.
Nope. He fails. He is now inflicted with Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
What does that do?
Well, first off, he found that joke so unbelievably funny that he is now on the ground laughing hysterically, and he will not be able to stand up. He can do a wisdom save every time we attack him to break that. But right now he can't do anything. He's incapacitated because my joke was so hilarious.
So if we don't attack him, he doesn't do a save.
He does do a save at the start
End of his turn. Start of his
End
turn?
of turn.
Oh, okay.
No, end of its turn.
So he loses his action for that turn even if he saves.
Yep.
Yep.
So you can tie him up if you want. That's not an attack. It's just each time he takes damage.
Okay.
That's what happens.
That works.
So he's not. He's not moving. He's incapacitated and unable to stand up for 1 minute. That effectively ends combat, since he can't do anything for 10 rounds at this point.
Why don't you
So
tie him up with some of your rope?
I will tie him up with some of my rope. I'll use 6 feet of my precious rope. Not the really heavy duty rope, but just the regular rope.
okay,
And then on his arms and another 6 feet on his legs.
all right.
Did I heal all your health back up with that?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
So he's now bound. He's not gagged. We might want to,
Oh,
he might tell a joke in return or something.
I'll just, I'd like to, I know it's mostly just bruising and concussive hits that he's got, but I think he got slashed a couple times, so I'll do a little medical first aid on that.
You're able to treat his wounds as best you can. None of them are particularly grievous, but
They're not generally grievous.
they're not generally grievous. Yep, that
First
happened.
joke.
I know. Yeah, I hope everybody got that.
Yep, moving on. You managed to bind most of his wounds, although the wound to his side is slightly more serious, and you're having a little trouble with that. But he'll be okay.
Alright.
You bound his wounds and I bound his hands and feet.
Yeah. How is the captain doing, and Isabel and Safina?
Oh, they're just fine.
Oh, okay.
they managed to fend off the other 4 cronies fairly easily.
I don't know what we would do if the 3 cronies killed them.
Oh, we have a new pirate.
a new pirate. you who are hideously laughing and bound.
He continues to laugh.
Do you want me to break concentration?
It only lasts a minute. You can laugh
Have
it
a
out.
good time.
When you are done enjoying yourself.
After a few minutes, after a few seconds, excuse me, he stops laughing and then looks around and...
Tell us how you were planning to help us get smuggled into
And I'll search his
the
pockets.
Comer
well.
Republic without a ship or crew.
You search his pockets.
Yeah.
You find a few pieces of silver.
I'll just leave them.
You just leave him?
Yeah, I was just saying if you had like a treasure map or something.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what were you
I
asking
think
him?
every pirate just has treasure map lying around.
Yeah.
You who are no longer laughing but had been laughing and are bound. How is it you were planning to take us to the Comer Republic without a ship or a crew?
It's gonna
I think
take
he was
over
just
his
lying
ship,
to us.
which was my ship.
What is your name?
My name?
Yeah.
They call me Big Beard.
Does he have a big beard?
Not especially.
Is he a dwarf?
No. No. He's, as best you can tell in the dim light, he seems to be half-elf.
What's the name of the man you were trying to kill?
Him?
Yeah.
He just goes by Captain.
He doesn't have like a actual name.
Not that I've ever found out.
Where is he from? What's his tortured backstory?
I don't know. I just want him
Your
dead.
tragic backstory.
Yeah, tell us your tragic backstory.
My tragic backstory.
Yeah.
I don't really have one.
You said you lost your ship. Was that tragic?
I mean, as tragic as any pirate losing their ship, I suppose.
Sounds
It's not really
tragic.
part of my
sounds
What is a backstory?
So what is the name of your ship?
The name of my ship? Well, I did call it the Mermaid.
And what is it called now?
I don't know.
the
He took
Mermaid.
my ship. He could have renamed it.
That's a really long name. I don't know. He took my ship.
I bet it's renamed the Merman. That'd be easy.
No,
change.
I renamed it the Zephyr.
The Zephyr.
Is it very fast?
Considerably so.
Crossover episode?
Well, you who are bound and no longer laughing, the Zephyr is a much better name than Mermaid for a ship.
Wait.
Mermaid implies that the ship is actually going to go underwater. That would be very bad.
So, since we captured your assailant, do we get like a,
Partial refund.
or anything?
You can split the bounty on his head with me.
Oh, what's his bounty?
I don't know, but I do know that he's wanted.
Where is he wanted?
Oh, I'm guessing most of the coast cities from Glindreng down to the Free States.
Ah, so the 3 of us get the entire bounty, is that correct?
No.
I mean, they did stop like 4 people.
Yeah, but they're not the captain, so they're probably not worth as much.
Did they kill the other? Okay.
Yeah, they did.
I got to figure.
The others are not doing well.
So, you who are no longer captain of the Mermaid, how is it that captain, how about that, took your ship?
I was at the bar, enjoying myself. And then one of my crewmates storms into my private room, tells me that they've made off with the ship. I run out to the docks just in time to see that asshole sailing off into the sea with it.
And captain, how about that? Why is it that you took this other captain's ship? The Big Beard captain.
It's always a good idea for the undeserving to lose what they don't deserve, and for the more deserving to take what they deserve. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, but if you were a captain before, did you not have a ship before?
Oh no, I had a ship. Now I have 2.
Which ship are we going on?
Oh, you'll be going on the Zephyr. That's my preferred vessel.
What was the other one called?
The other one? That is the Black Maiden.
Both those names are better than the one he came up with.
Yes. You seem to be very good at naming things. I am wondering if you might wish to enter the contest in naming our group.
There's a contest for naming your group.
Yes, there is.
And how would one enter this contest?
By
Post in
submitting
the comments below.
names.
It's just gonna end up.
And
being-
what happens if I win this contest?
You get
A mug. So if I were to comment in some sort of broadcast, during the broadcast, come up with a name for your group, I would win a mug?
yes, and if you were very good at naming, Nines might fill that mug with mead.
What an intriguing offer.
Yes. Well, we have several days of travel yet for you to think of appropriate names for us.
It's just gonna be 9s plus 1, isn't it?
This great name. I keep saying that.
No one has submitted 9s plus 1 in all of our viewers yet. We got quite a few suggestions, actually.
Well then,
If you pick 9 plus 1, you will definitely win the mug.
we have subdued Captain Bigbeard for you. Shall we now? Yes, we will. You did not talk about the division of the bounty.
He said 50-50.
Yes, we shall split it between you three and the three of us.
And when you split your half among the three of you, will you get equal shares?
I generally give my crew more than I take.
Ooh.
How do we join your crew?
Well, there's an extensive interview process.
Well, we have much time on the road.
And
Perhaps
we
you can do
captured
that.
your greatest rival for you.
Oh, he's hardly my greatest rival.
We captured one of your rivals for you.
I'm not even sure that you would qualify as a rival. Would you?
I mean, he hunted you down. Like, I assume it would take a while to find you. Right?
Captain, how about that? Is not very good at covering his trail.
Oh, Bob
you're
here
still-
has been chasing me down for a while. It just seemed he finally was bold enough to attack me. Bit foolhardy, if you ask me.
Well then, I make sure that the bindings on Big Beard, now known as Bob,
Big Beard Bob.
for Bob Big Beard, Big Bob Beard,
Bobby Bigbeard!
Bobby
Big Beard.
Bobby Big Beard, and make sure that the bindings on Bobby Big Beard, very alliterative, are. Is there a word for like tight or
Bound.
secure? I know, but he's bound already. I'm looking for an adjective.
I got nothing.
Well done. Nope, no thesaurus here. I make sure that his Bobby Big Beard's bindings are tight and secure.
All right. That's easy enough. And you now have a captive in the back of your cart traveling along with you.
Good thing we bought plenty of food. This keeps getting bigger.
He can eat the jerky.
Okay.
I'm guessing you sleep through the rest of the night?
Yeah.
Okay. The next morning you
One
wake.
day out.
You can't take a long rest since you were interrupted, but you can take a short rest. So whatever recharges with a short rest, and feel free to recover any HP that you are able to with your short rest.
I think I already healed everyone.
All right, everyone set?
Yeah.
Okay. You head back down the road, and number 4.
A good thing we have this wonderful pudgy pirate to lean against.
Is that you, Nines?
Yes, it is.
Go ahead and roll percentile die.
Guidance.
I don't think it works that way.
Both.
It does not.
I got a 91.
A 91.
Wow.
You guys are rolling high.
We get attacked by a dragon.
You travel down the road for a while. It's rather quiet today. The captain seeming
Too quiet.
to nap, and Bobby Big Beard, just sort of resting, resigned to his fate, if you will. Isabella and Safine are taking turns napping, no one having gotten the best rest last night. And Soria, you're looking out to the front, and just a little ways down the road, now cresting over a small hill,
She's really
you see
Ishmaela.
Yeah, Ishmaela.
Ishmaela. You see a person wandering down the side of the road. Got a walking stick and a backpack, and some fairly shabby looking traveling gear.
I think it's Odin.
It could very well be.
Wait, we're not in that universe.
Oh.
As the
I alert people.
the two gals up front nod and they're paying attention. The captain looks up from his rest. Well, let me know if he decides to kill us all or something like that.
Alright. When we get close, I'll be like, do you want a little leftover chicken?
This wandering individual looks at you, a bit perplexed. And she says, I was gonna ask for some food anyway, so I appreciate the offer.
I'll hand her what we have left of the chicken. And some of the bread.
Well, I do appreciate that. Fare thee well
You
on
want some
travels.
prime pie?
It's a little stale.
I never partake in anything illegal, so I shall pass on your pie.
Well,
And
I
she
was going to
continues to wander
suggest.
down the road.
I was going to suggest offering her a ride, but since
She's
this
going-
entire ride is illegal,
She's going the other way, too.
was she going the other way?
Yeah, we
Yes.
saw her approaching and it was...
Oh, I thought we were coming up on her.
No.
Thank you for correcting my direction.
Yeah.
The day passes with little note. The weather is nice, and the night is now approaching.
Well, I guess we should look for a camp.
Yeah, do that again. You were very good at selecting a campsite.
I'll look for a camp again.
Okay, go ahead and roll a survival check.
Guidance. Less good. 15.
Although your choices here are more limited, you find a reasonable area. You have to go off the road a fair ways, but you're tucked between a couple of hills and can make camp there. If it rains, you might get a bit wet, but you're fairly well hidden from travelers on the road.
Alright. Well, tonight I'll use the chicken bones to make a little stock, and then I'll use that with some of the root vegetables to make us a little stew.
Yes, not quite as substantial, but very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And Nines, will you set up your screamy stick in a good location?
Yes, I will take a look now.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Guidance.
Okay.
Wait for it.
There was a cat staring intently at a little bird up in the tree.
Well, that was awful. That's gonna be a 10.
Okay. This area doesn't seem to have any real way of approaching other than the way you came in, and that's the best place you think to put this screamy stick.
Yes, I feel safer already.
Good.
Ah, yes, I do too. I hope we are not disturbed by a scream, though.
Or another person trying to kill the captain.
So,
Okay.
as we settle down, I will do one more check on the bonds on Bobby Bigbeard.
after a day of bouncing around, they've loosened a bit, and you manage to tighten them fairly easily.
And I'm going to do my fervent tech learning.
Okay.
Getting this time a 60.
Remarkably consistent.
And I will ask Isabella if she'll help me practice my lockpicking.
Go ahead and roll 2 percentile dice.
47,
Okay.
62.
All right.
So, Isabella,
Yes.
where are you from?
I am from the Nividian Empire.
Yeah, is it nice there?
I don't particularly think so.
Oh.
I am from Tercine, one of the countries along the coastlines of the Empire.
Yeah. Did you have a tragic upbringing there?
No more so than the other Tercinian, but we long ago waged war against the Navinians, fighting to keep our independence. We lost, obviously. And we were so fierce in our fighting that they banned our use of large ships. We can no longer sail if you are Tercinian. Well,
You became pirate.
my best friend and I, we both dreamed of returning to the seas. So we left and found a home on the ocean.
Is that when you met the captain?
After bouncing around several vessels, yes.
And where did you meet him?
I met him in the Banded Isles.
And Safine, where did she come from?
We grew up together.
I'm just writing your whole story. It's okay. Don't worry about me.
There isn't much of a story to tell.
Did you tragically leave behind a long-lost love?
No.
Oh. Is your true love the sea?
I suppose, but I'm not particularly fond of it in that way.
Well, what's the sea like? I've never actually seen one.
It's quite large.
Yeah, like bigger than Ulster.
Yes. Yes.
Bigger than like Sturmgrim?
Yeah, bigger than like Sturmgrim. That was a big lake.
Much. It is much bigger than Stilbourgh.
3 times bigger. Wow.
I bet
Much
maybe-
bigger than 3 Stilbourghs.
So is the sea monster so many times bigger than Sturmgrimmy then?
Probably, yeah.
There are many monsters at sea.
See, I told you.
So they make up in quantity what they lack in quality.
Yeah, Sturmgrimmy has a winning personality.
Sturmgrimmy owns the lake.
There are monsters that can swallow a whole ship out in the oceans.
That's pretty cool.
Have you ever seen that happen?
Yes, I have.
Did you have friends on that ship? Was it a tragedy?
One gets used to not keeping many friends. They're
You won't like
often
us then.
too easy to lose.
Do you want to be friends?
We shall see if that is a possibility.
All right.
Well, I certainly hope that this gigantic monster does not swallow Zephyr.
You're certainly more charming than most of the people we smuggle.
And I probably cook better.
Well, that's undoubtedly true. Especially for the sort of meals we are used to.
Jerky.
There's not much that stays good on a ship.
You haven't ever, like, eaten a person, have you?
Not knowingly.
Oh, good. All right.
So how's your lockpicking coming along?
Oh, I got 109 total there.
Wow.
I don't know what that means.
Neither, but it's a big number.
I'm gonna do my Zephyr book reading since everyone's doing something.
Yeah, you gotta
Okay.
practice.
That's a 56.
All right. Anything else you guys would like to do before falling asleep for the night?
No, I think we're
I'm
good.
done.
Okay.
Can we spy on the captain?
There's not really much to spy on. He's sitting over there, just reading.
What's he reading?
Looks to be a romance novel.
What's it called?
The title's a bit smudged.
What are you reading?
It's smudged. It is called It's Smudged.
That's a bad name for a romance.
Looks on the inside cover. It looks like I'm reading Dwarven Pursuits.
Or can I have it?
Perhaps when I'm done with it.
All right.
Number 3.
That's me.
It's you.
Roll percentile dice.
40.
All right. That well, let's see what happens tonight.
Oh no.
Another independent group of pirates is trying to kill the captain.
This is Little Beard.
Beers.
Beard, now little beard, then no beard,
Bobby Littlebeard.
then too much beard,
And then receding chin.
then just the right amount of beard.
Well trimmed beard.
Hairy-nosed Nate.
Number 1,
Yes.
make a perception check.
Guidance. I don't think I can do guidance.
Well, oh yeah, you're sleeping, huh?
Yeah. I just cast guidance on you while I sleep. It's so
Well,
routine.
this is okay. 21.
Wow. Nice.
All right.
So, I wake up. I am alert.
9s. Roll a stealth check for me. Should have had you do this earlier.
Would this
That is
been?
a dirty 20.
Would that have been when I was awake? Or if you said he was doing this earlier?
Yes, but don't worry about it.
About
Because he succeeded anyway.
Okay.
9s, you hear a very loud scream in your head.
I think something triggered the screamy stick.
Oh no! What could it be? I'm attempting to
Tell me,
perceive.
actually.
I'm attempting to perceive what it was.
You look out towards where the screamy stick was, and you
Is it no
see-
longer there?
No, I mean, you can presume it's still there. You
Okay.
can't see it in the dark,
So I'm looking at where the screamy stick is.
presumably.
With your dark vision goggles.
I do have my dark vision goggles. I slapped them on quickly.
Are you sleeping in your dark vision goggles?
No, but I had them near me because it's dark at night now.
And if he has to go pee or something, he doesn't want to run into a tree.
I don't want to trip on a root.
Yes, but we are about to enter combat, so...
So I put them on quickly so I can more clearly see what triggered the screamy stick.
By the time you get your goggles affixed, the two figures are now within 20 feet of the camp. They look to be two sort of haggard-looking women. And they have these sort of distended features about them. Hands that are a bit too long in the fingers, nose a bit too long in the face. So, and nothing quite fits right. And you hear them making these sort of awful... It sounds like a bird screaming. And then they charge at you, and we're going to take another short break while I set up the next
very quickly
combat.
Will one of you wake me up at some point?
I describe what I have just seen to both of you. You're right.
What?
Wake up,
What's going on?
Wake up.
Where are my goggles?
And I'm going to go set up another combat. We'll be right back. All right, everyone. We're back with yet one more battle. They are in a little grove between a whole bunch of hills. And let's see how this turns out. I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Once again, sucks. 6.
30-20.
19.
Wow.
I get to watch the action.
We're a lot better than last time.
Well, some of you are.
Well, this will give them a chance to get closer to you, Olsaf.
The...
Oh, no, you're right there. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, you're right next to me.
So what is it we're seeing?
2 elongated finger women.
Elongated finger nose women.
Yeah.
Raggedy.
They're like, maybe these are also pirates, like long finger Fran.
Okay. Soria, you had a 20, right?
Yeah.
Then you are up first.
All right. I'm going to, since they're standing next to each other away from everyone else, I'm going to whisper some Fey words in my hands and create a pile of neon green spores.
Okay.
And blow them out over them, casting fairy fire on the two.
All right.
Which is a dex save of 15.
Let's see. That is a no on that one and a no on that one. So,
all right.
They're both hit
It's a good start.
with
Now
fairy fire.
We have glowing,
long-fingered,
long nose. Yeah.
You can now more clearly
Nelly.
see their distended features, hunched over, almost raven-like, but with no feathers. Rags and tatters of clothing hang off of them, and sharp teeth protrude from their mouth.
Am I familiar with anything like this?
Never seen anything like this before.
No, I've never seen anything like this. Has Nines ever seen anything like this?
No!
None of you have ever seen anything like this.
I'm going to go over behind the cart.
Okay.
Because I assume I'm not wearing armor again.
Anything else you want to do?
Nope. That's all.
Okay. Then this brings up the blue base.
All right.
And
Wow, they rolled really well then.
yes, they did. She looks out over all of you and then moves a bit closer around the tent on the southern side.
Like that?
Yeah, and keeps coming up around.
Like through or?
Yes, going through. And then she casts Tasha's hideous laughter on you.
Me?
Yes. And
Does she say a joke?
she doesn't, she sort of mutters an incantation, and you don't understand it.
Is it like a funny incantation?
We'll find out.
She's just like, oopa, oopa.
We have been going around the house just saying ooh bah at each other for weeks.
Since watching episode 3 again. What save was it? Was it a wisdom save? If I remember.
Yes, a wisdom save.
Okay.
Yeah.
Total of 23.
You feel this sort of ball of energy float towards you, hit you, and then wash over you. As for just the fleetest of moments, you think she might have said something humorous, and then the humorous aspect disappears, and the spell has no effect on you. Nines, it is now your turn.
I'm going to use a bonus action to do some Bardic Inspiration on Olsef. And we'll try something in here because I did not grab my loot. You're inspired now!
I am feeling very inspired. Thank you, Nine.
That was very inspiring.
I'm going to go towards the one that walked towards us. And I'm going to attack it with my rapier.
Okay, go ahead.
And I had advantage, correct?
Yes,
Yes,
you do,
from
because
Fairy
of
Fire.
Fairy Fire.
And we can see them in the dark, no problem.
I have dark vision, thank you very much.
I know,
They're
but
also glowing green.
they're shedding light, and there's actually everything in that like cube over where they were standing is also very brightly lit.
Anyway, I got a total of 20. Dirty 20.
That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
And 3 damage.
Wow, you're getting pretty good with that
All right.
rapier, Nines.
Yeah.
You
No,
slash
I
out with the
know.
rapier and give a deep cut across her cheek. She screams out in an unholy sort of, bird-like scream.
I've never heard a bird like that.
There you go.
This bird probably tastes awful. Not that I've eaten many birds.
You eat a lot of chicken.
Yes. Let us not eat this one.
Wait, is chicken a bird?
Yeah.
Oh, end my turn.
Okay. Then the next individual moves around that smaller shrub.
This one?
Yep. Moves along the outside and faces towards Ulseth. And she utters an incantation, swirling her hands around. And then beneath her, a green circle begins to glow. And these sort of vapors rise up, and she begins to channel it towards Ulseth. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
15.
How much?
15.
That...
Trying to poison you, maybe?
It's green.
If you haven't heard the result yet, you can use your Bardic Inspiration on that. If you're not confident.
15.
No, I'll take my chances.
My spells are 15 to resist, so.
All right. As this beam connects with you, you suddenly feel very sick. And just this nauseous wooziness washes over you as you take 10 points of poison damage.
Whoa. You should have used that Bardic Inspiration.
I should have.
And you are also poisoned until the end of your next turn.
And what does that mean?
Poison means that you're going to be on disadvantage on attack and ability checks.
So
How's that
on your
work with,
attack, because you have advantage, you just roll normally. On any ability checks, you would then roll with disadvantage.
Okay, well, let me charge toward the poisoner.
Is it
It is indeed
Okay.
Ulseth's turn now.
And I will raise Katiralar and say, that made me feel very ill. Prepare to be slashed.
All right.
Very threatening.
It was indeed. 17.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll for
Switching
damage.
to that left hand really helped.
It did. This too. Doing 10 slashing damage.
Wow.
All right.
I think that's the highest we've ever seen you do.
And Alashalar, now on my right hand, is being raised. Attacks. Hitting for 14.
That will also hit.
Doing 8 damage.
Wow.
As you swing your blades, were you doing lethal or non-lethal damage?
Lethal damage.
As you swing your blades down towards the misshapen figure,
These are not human.
Neither are elves.
you
Yeah, that's why we kill all the elves we run into.
That's right.
apparently Ulseth's got some issues.
Apparently, he'll fit right in with the Tashir.
So you swing down with both of your blades to simultaneously and behead the hideous figure in front of you.
Does it make any cawing noises?
No, there's just sort of a little as its head rolls to the ground. It's now dead.
Does it drop an egg?
Does not drop an egg. Soria, it's back to you.
I should just be in range, but how do I want to do?
I hope you were going to roll that card into her.
I'm gonna move over next to Ulseth, and with my main action, I'm going to use my Thorn Whip on the remaining one. Oh, I get advantage. You lashing out with a vine, I will get a math 23.
A math, 23. 23 will definitely hit.
All right. It does 1 piercing damage and yanks her 10 feet towards me.
And I take my attack of opportunity with my rapier.
And you should
That's
have
gonna be 14 to
advantage.
hit. It didn't help that much. You said 14 hit with Ulseth, right?
Yes. That does hit.
Oh, good. Doesn't have extra armor.
Their AC isn't great.
Well, I doubled my die roll, so I did a total of 4 damage.
Wow. Look at you.
Good 4 pokey damage.
As the figure is pulled by you, you find purchase with the end of your blade and drag it across their torso as they slink by you.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to summon up restorative energies from the Feywild, casting a green glow over you and rolling off the table, but you only heal 1 hit point. You get 1 temporary hit point, though.
Anything else you want to do?
That's all my actions.
This creature looks over at its fallen mate and now advances on Ulseth. And this time swings out with some very nasty looking claws. But Ulseth dodges out of the way pretty easily. So Yes, apparently.
all that practice riding
Yeah.
in the wagon
Yeah.
gave me quick lateral movement reflexes.
She lets out a hideous gurgling scream. And
That
that's
was
it.
actually pretty hideous.
Props to you.
It's now Nine's turn.
I'm gonna go up behind it and poke it. And that's gonna be a 20 to hit.
That definitely hits, yeah.
Getting better, doubling again.
Whoa.
I would do 6 damage.
You're doing exponential damage.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm going to use my 2-weapon fighting, and I'm gonna just punch in the back of the head.
Go ahead. Let's see what happens.
That's just gonna be 13.
That will also hit.
I think it's just 1d4 for that one.
Yeah.
1d4 for the kitty jelly beans.
I hit you with jelly bean though.
And that
Big
does
boy
5
jelly bean.
damage.
5
Big boy
damage.
jelly bean.
Whoa.
The big boy jelly
Oh,
beans
I-
hurt.
You're just like, stop waking me up all the time.
I want full night's rest. Need 14 hours of sleep each day.
I do too.
You unleash a mighty blow to the backside of this creature's head, and she falls to the ground unconscious, which ends
your roll?
combat.
I don't think we need to tie up the other one.
No. The other one doesn't even.
I look around for where the captain and the other pirate and Isabel and Sofino have been.
And why
You
they
see
haven't helped.
this haze hanging over their tents
Oh, they
that
were
slowly starts
magically
to
slapped.
dissipate.
All right. Well, I'm gonna check their pockets before the pirates get out here.
And I'll tie them up. Tied that one up. Whatever
Okay.
it
You should
is.
tie both of them up, Olsef.
The one that was still alive is bleeding out very quickly.
Oh, then I'll do medicine on her first.
Her injuries are quite grievous. Why don't you make a medicine check? This goes
Okay.
well beyond just standard first aid.
Yeah, they're generally pretty grievous.
They're generally grievous.
Guidance. 15.
Although you try your best to mend the wounds, you find that the physiology is far different than anything you've encountered before, and you don't understand how to handle the internal mechanisms, their biology. A dark, black, pussy blood seems to course through their veins and is painful to touch. You're unable to save the creature's life.
You don't need to get your rope out.
Okay, I will keep my rope.
Question.
Yeah.
Can I shapeshift into one of these?
Well, they're humanoid, so I think you could pull that off, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that there would be anything that would stop you from doing that.
Alright.
Is basically the answer there.
Yeah, duplicate the appearance of a creature you've seen, as long as it has the same basic arrangement of limbs.
And it does.
Okay.
These creatures do.
So do the pirates show up?
You mean, do they wake up now?
Mhm.
Yeah, they are now rousing from their tents. The vapor that had been enveloping their sleeping arrangements is now drifting away, slowly dissipating in the wind.
Did they have any, like, magic things on them, or...
They don't appear to have other than the
Cursed idols.
they had each of them a very crude dagger and some tattered rags and shawl. That's about it.
Captain.
Oh, what? Oh,
Some more of your friends attacked us.
pokes his head out of the
Hot
tent.
potato! I throw the head at the captain.
Oh no!
He catches it. Oh. No, they're definitely not my friends. I don't have any friends that look like that.
What is it?
No idea. Looks to be some sort of, well, cursed bird-like creature, I'm not sure.
It sounded like a bird.
The teeth are quite menacing,
Well,
aren't
stop
they?
now. I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, I'll turn into one.
Ah!
Ah!
The visage is intimidating enough. If you don't mind, I'm
needs
going
longer
to go
teeth.
back to my nightmares now. Good lord.
We go to his tent.
I would appreciate it if you did not do that.
Okay, I'll turn back to my dwarf and come.
I go back to my sleeping bag and try to get some rest.
Do you need to reset your scream stick?
No, the scream stick continues to function even after
Has it been
triggered.
screaming this whole time in his head?
No, you can turn it off.
He can turn it off, so that's up to him.
Do you like the
I
screaming in your
just like
head?
stay the whole night. I'm just like,
All right. We are going to take an actual break here before we set out for the next day.
2 days into our 14-day journey.
It's actually 12.
Oh, okay.
You've run into a delay so far.
Alright.
So, we're going to take an actual break, not a quick combat break, because I need to use the bathroom. And then we will be
TMI.
back with you shortly.
not enough
yeah.
information.
See you guys
actually.
soon.
So
And we're back,
I'm wondering.
everybody.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Bad timing.
After you.
After me. I'm wondering if we're getting a long rest or a short rest here.
That's another short rest.
I'm going to use, before my short rest, my second win,
Okay.
gaining back 7 of my lost health points.
Wow.
All right.
Sorry for the interruption,
No.
but I wanted to make sure I was still alive the next day.
Yep. If you guys, generally speaking, if you guys get into a nightly combat, there'll be a short rest.
We haven't fought any nights.
Okay. The next day. Oh, well, aside from the kerfuffle, kerfuffle in the middle of the night, everything seems to be quite a nice morning.
Is that what you call those, kerfuffles?
I'll be making hash browns.
Yes, I think a kerfuffle about sums it up.
You slept through it.
Yes, unfortunately, I was unable to help.
Didn't we pay you to protect us?
You did, and you are still alive. I believe the contract remains fulfilled.
Next
you
time
want
I will
any-
die out to spite.
This is not a captain of honor.
Do you want any hash browns?
No, I'm a captain of the Zephyr.
The spite belongs.
Thank you for joining in.
Who's the captain of the spite?
That would be my closest companion.
Who is that?
The other captain.
Is that the official title, the other captain?
Yes. You see, it's always good practice as a pirate to keep one's identity, well, obscured.
It's captain of the what, the spite?
It was the spite, right?
No, the Black Maiden.
Oh, it's other ship.
Yeah.
And that captain is always the other captain, so that when the other captain refers to you, you are not the other captain's other captain.
That is correct. I'm always the captain.
Well, now that we have that settled, are we there yet?
We haven't quite set out yet this morning, although I do believe that Safine and Isabella are ready to go. Is that right, girls? Yeah. Ready?
Do you two want hash browns?
Oh, you met hash browns.
Yeah.
I do enjoy hash browns. Thank you.
Alright.
How about the more mead?
I could use some meat after last night.
Yes, I can't get good sleep. Everything keeps trying to kill me.
It does seem that the three of you could use more mead than the three of us this morning.
Well, I'm gonna drink this morning.
I'm gonna
Very
sleep
well.
in the back of the cart.
I'm going to close off in the back of the cart.
It is not a very restful
Nonetheless,
snoozing. Let's see who rolls today.
we have Bobby Bigbeard as a pillow.
Number 4. Number 4.
You like having me roll today.
No, my D4 likes having you roll today.
That's a 5.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So a dragon attacks us.
Again.
Or maybe 2.
Maybe 5.
You travel down the road for a ways. The sun is high above you, and hardly a cloud in the sky. When, not quite suddenly, but slowly, clouds begin to form, and they become darker and darker. But a lone ray of sunlight casts down through a hole in the clouds onto a single patch of road you follow. And where it shines, there is a bright, beautiful yellow flower growing in the middle of the path.
I will. I want to get it.
Okay.
But I'm not going to just pluck it. I'm going to pull it up with the dirt.
All right. You do that.
Can I identify it?
It is a very pretty looking daffodil.
Oh. Okay.
We know somebody who loves daffodils.
Yeah. They like to eat them, though.
Yeah, well, that is true.
Do you have like a sack? Like a leather sack?
Well, I do have a rain catcher I could use to hold that, yes. I will
Like
put it
a
in there.
pouch?
Yeah, it is. Well, it is a rain catcher. It is like
Okay.
a.
I'll use that as a pot.
Okay.
So, do you want to just borrow that, or should I carry it for you?
No, I'll just put it on the cart.
Okay.
There's a tabaxi god about to jump. And there.
See, the tabaxi god is blessing us with a flower.
Yeah, that is accurate. I'll wait for the tabaxi god to settle.
Before he destroys something.
Yeah, I'm watching carefully.
Alright.
All right. The rest of the day passes, and when you pluck the flower, the clouds begin to clear and return to the normal day.
It's a magic flower.
Someone should cast Detect Magic on it.
I can't.
I can. I detect magic on the flower.
It's not magical.
Anymore.
It feels magical.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's all that matters,
Yeah.
is it feels magical. The day passes without further incident. Bright and sunny, clear skies, little breeze blowing across the meadows, and then the sun begins to set.
I'll look for camp. Guidance.
All right.
21.
You have a little bit more of a selection this evening as you looking out for a place to bed down. And you find a fairly large stand of trees, thick and easily able to obscure anyone hiding within it. You can hardly see through to the other side, and the whole thing looks to be about a mile thick, so you could hide well in there, far off the road.
While we're setting up camp, I want to look around and see if there's any, like, forageables. Because I don't want to, like, use all of my food stocks.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Guidance again.
All right.
23.
You're able to find some fairly nice mushrooms, some wild carrots, and a few edible tubers that you know of. That you know they'll be a little bit mealy, but they're sweet and certainly edible. So you have some roughage for the evening.
Alright. I'll make some a nice sort of, like... Well, I'll sort of soak the foraged goods in salt water a little bit.
Okay, sure.
In order to sort of soften them up and brighten up their flavors.
Okay.
And then cook something with them.
You make a nice meal for the evening, and everyone's bellies are full. You know, it's actually nice to have someone who's handy with cooking utensils. I can't say much for our current ship's cook.
No?
Oh, good. And so the food we will have on this entire voyage is going to be as bad as the food that you have brought along on the cart.
Oh no, probably worse. We all enjoy having the jerky around while it lasts.
I'll cook for us.
It's hard to find good cooks willing to work on a ship with pirates.
And how much will you pay for
Catering.
Ishmaela's catering service while we are traveling with you on your ship?
Are you providing food to the rest of the crew?
Yes.
Really? You wish to cook for the crew while we travel?
If you pay me enough.
I'd be willing to pay for such services. I would not mind a break from the usual ship fare.
Alright, it's 1,000 gold per sailor.
I think we'll need to negotiate that price down.
You were not willing to negotiate your price.
Yes, but see, I'm the one who has the power in these negotiations.
1 silver per sailor, 1,000 gold for you.
Well, then I think I'll have to continue eating the roughage.
Ishmaela, you may cook for the 3 of us.
I'll cook for a modest fee as long as you provide the raw materials.
Of course, certainly. I think I can send you with my first mate to go and find supplies before we leave port. I wouldn't trust Binny to stock appropriately.
Is Benny the chef?
Unfortunately, yes.
It's right down
A good heart, a caring soul, tries hard, but never seems to quite muster up an edible recipe.
How's his liquor selection?
Terrible.
But plentiful?
You are not a very good judge of character of your employees.
Well, you try finding someone who's willing to cook on a ship. Do you know how
We already
dangerous?
found one!
Yeah, right here.
And by stroke of luck, maybe you'll stick around on the crew. But until that time, I'm stuck with Binny, the only one willing to handle shifting pots and pans while cooking over a hot fire in the middle of a ship on an ocean.
I don't
Most
really...
of his arms are covered with quite severe burn marks. See, it's a bit of a dangerous job when you're cooking on rough seas.
Most of my understanding of ships comes from rowboats on Lake Stormcrown.
Picture something roughly 100 times larger than that, with multiple decks and sails to carry it over the water.
Sounds pretty nice.
Yep. We are looking forward to such a
Like
voyage.
a floating house.
A very
surrounded
large
by
floating
water?
house. What'd you say?
But surrounded by water?
Yes, that is where ships generally goes
So
on
that's
the
on
water.
I'm
mode.
going to hate this place.
I've not met many tabaxi sailors in my day. It doesn't seem to be something that they tend to enjoy.
Well, maybe tonight, Safine can help teach me lockpicking.
I'm sure she'd be willing if you ask.
I was asking.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna stop my screaming stick.
I am always willing to help train someone.
You're setting up your scream stick.
Yeah, I got a 20 survival.
You
Too
plant
busy.
you plant in an area that you think is pretty good. The most likely spot for someone to walk through, again, looking towards deer paths and trying to find where might be the easiest to move through. So you make a good guess. Why don't you go ahead and roll 2 percentile die again?
77.
77, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And 97.
You are rocketing through this.
174.
Well, there you go.
And I try to learn a little more fervent tech.
All right.
I get a 55.
Are you working on your zither?
Yes.
All right.
35.
Okay. You bed down once more. Try to get a good night's rest.
We'll see.
We'll find out. Who's gonna roll tonight? Number 1.
Don't
Roll percentile dice.
mess this up.
Okay. 61.
Bed down for the evening. Resting your very weary head on a little bit too hard of a pillow. After a few hours of sleep, you hear a light rustle.
I heard someone
And-
named Russell. the light curve.
You open your eyes for a moment, look around, and see a squirrel nibbling on a couple of bits of food that were left over.
I just go.
After that, you fall back asleep, and the rest of the night passes uneventfully.
So we actually got a long rest?
You actually get a long rest, yeah.
Did I see the squirrel?
If you want to have been awoken by the rustling, you may.
Can I pounce on the squirrel?
If you wish to.
The squirrel shapeshifts back into the archdruid it was. Roll for initiative.
What am I rolling for a catch squirrel check?
Let's call it a dexterity check, because
That sounds right.
sure.
That's a 13.
You catch the squirrel.
Really?
Sure.
Wow.
Why not? He's got a squirrel.
Yay. Now what?
Soria!
Huh?
Soria!
What?
What do I do with the squirrel? I just shove it in her face.
Let it go.
No, I caught it!
Just talk to it. You talk to animals.
Mm-hmm.
I cast talk with animal.
Okay.
Ask what its tragic backstory is. It's probably getting caught by a tabaxi.
Again.
Why are you bothering me?
I was just eating the food. That's all.
Don't eat my food!
Okay, what is your food? What's your food?
Everything in this area is my food.
Okay, what is your food?
Okay, you're good. Done now. And I throw the squirrel somewhere.
I'm the captain.
I should have thrown it in their tent.
The squirrel goes running off, and you made me do that voice.
Yes.
It was a very good squirrel voice.
Yeah, very
though.
good. Mm-hmm. We'll have to remember that next
On the
time.
fly squirrel voice.
You owe
I
me
go back to
a
bed.
new acorn. So you are now well rested, got a good night's sleep, took a long rest, so you recover all your abilities. You should be back at full health. And you set out the next morning.
Felt good to actually sleep. Right?
Yes, it was good to sleep.
Yeah.
The ride has not gotten better.
I'll
on the
make some
wagon.
eggs for breakfast.
As you're moving along, or before you set out?
I can do it while we're moving. Mm-hmm. Save some time. I have a fireless frying pan.
You do. You cook some eggs, and they are well scrambled.
With the bread.
You hand it out to, I'm guessing,
Everyone.
everyone?
Why are you giving everyone our food?
Because it's nice.
And if they get used to it, it will drive up the price when
And
she
I'll
is the cook
season
on the
it.
ship.
I'll season it with I'll use some chili peppers. Make them spicy today.
Okay. You have some spicy eggs. I don't know why that just made me giggle. Spicy eggs.
Spicy eggs, our new group name.
Got some spicy eggs.
We'll add that
you-
to the contest.
You hand them out. Everyone is appreciative. And number 4.
Again,
It keeps coming up 4.
don't screw it up.
I'll do what I
Oh,
want.
don't worry. Only 3/4 of the table are combats.
Lucky 69.
Nice.
Chipmunk?
Okay.
Get attacked by a horde of
Make a
squirrels.
perception check.
Guidance. Unless I don't know what's going on. I guess I don't know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on.
No guidance.
Now, if someone triggers an event, the person whose number came up on the die is the one who will interact with it.
I got a 13.
A 13.
12. I got 12.
Just at the last moment, you scream out for everyone to stop.
Stop!
And
What is it, 9?
Safine and Isabel rear the horses up. They whinny, and the wagon comes to a full stop. What you see, and that's described to people in front of you, is a fairly large but well disguised rune carved into the roadway.
Does it hurt to look at it?
No, it does not.
Do we recognize it? Does anyone?
Can I see if I can identify what it is? Mm-hmm. Is that what Arcana?
Yep, make an Arcana check.
Guidance. That's a nat 1, but that comes to 9.
The layout of this rune
Gonna switch my die.
it sort of evades you. You're just not sure what the purpose of it is. You can tell that it's some sort of evocation magic, but you can't tell what exactly the purpose is.
I think it's a blowy up thing.
Would you like me to use detect magic on it?
Or a branch.
I'm fairly certain it's magical.
Is there room to take the cart around it? Can we go off the road? And
Yeah, you can do that.
Well, I can't do that. I'm not driving, but Sophie and Isabella could.
Avoid exploding rock.
Will
I'm
do.
just gonna assume it explodes.
Once we're ready far, we'll throw like a rock over.
Or
I
a
can-
squirrel.
I can poke it with a stick.
I would throw something.
Okay.
All right.
Once we're clear.
So you navigate your way around the rune, and I'm guessing you find a suitably sized rock and throw it. Right? Go ahead and make an athletics check. See how well you
Guidance.
aim to hit this very large target.
I did very badly. I got a 1 plus
Wow.
1.
You guys!
8 total.
I
with
I
an
mean-
additional 1.
I was mostly doing that as a formality since
It
it was
was-
almost impossible to hit, but you gave it your all.
It's the size of the road.
Yeah, you gave it your all. You still managed to hit it.
That's not how you throw a rock.
Why don't you
Let me show you how to throw a
Yeah,
rock.
guidance.
That is a 22.
Wow, 9, so we should have you carry everything.
Yes.
So
Let's
you
carry its throw.
you throw another rock.
A smaller rock.
It didn't need to be done because the first one still hit.
Oh.
It was, like I said, it was just for form. And when
Just to
you,
embarrass the die roller.
well, it's like, well, give it a shot. See how you do. Why not?
not
Rolling
using
rolling
this
dice is kind of the point of the game in a lot of ways.
It's in
And we
our
are
name.
dice and dungeons.
It's arguably the point of the game.
We should have more dungeons, I guess.
Be careful what you wish for.
Uh-oh.
And you throw this rock. It hits the rune.
The
And
ground opens up beneath us and we're in a
as
dungeon.
it hits the rune, a column of electrical energy goes shooting up from it about 20 feet in the air, sparking wildly and enveloping the entire area. About, 10 feet across is the road width, roughly. And so picture a 10-foot column of electrical storm bursting up from the ground. And as you throw this rock, I need to ask, are you in or out of the wagon?
Well,
That's a great question.
I assume we got out of the wagon to go off-road.
We didn't have rocks in the wagon.
No.
So I assume we're out.
So you're outside of the wagon.
Yeah.
All right. When you hit this, from a stand of trees, off to the side, you see about a half dozen hobgoblins now charging out, weapons drawn, going towards the rune on the opposite side of the rune from where you are now.
How closely grouped are they?
They're fairly closely grouped. There's, about 6 of them, and they're all within, 4 or 5 feet of each other.
How far away from us?
At the moment, they're about 60 feet.
I cast Entangle on the group.
Okay. What's the save on that one?
15 strength.
All right.
If I can entangle them, we should just run.
As you call up the earthly entanglements, roots, vines, ivy, crawling out of the ground, crawling from the forest and trying to tie them down, 3 of them are gripped firmly and fall to the faces because they're in the middle of their stride. The other 3, however, outpace it and continue to charge toward you.
Should we run?
Yeah, let's get in the wagon and go.
All right.
All right. Let's see if you can outpace them. They are charging, and they have managed to avoid being stunned by their own electrical rune because they just charged right through it. And now I'm guessing you're at a full gallop with the horses?
Sophine and Isabella.
They're driving.
I'm assuming that you relayed what was happening to them here.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
say,
Well,
you
we're
are
being
Sophine and
attacked. We want to
Isabella.
leave now.
All right.
Yes. We have hobgoblins chasing us. You may leave.
You
We're
start.
milestone based. It doesn't matter if we kill them.
You charge down the path, and one hobgoblin throws a spear at the cart. Since all 3 of you were outside, you were probably the last one to get in, since you were casting Entangle.
Probably.
What's your AC?
I assume I have my armor on because I'm not sleeping.
Yeah.
14.
You take from a spear landing in your side 4 points of damage. You now have a spear lodged in your shoulder.
Hey, nice. Free spear.
We're getting to know each other.
That happened. Can't believe that happened.
You are a captain. How about that? If you have any range capability, could you perhaps dissuade this hobgoblin from following us any further?
Oh. Do you really think they'll be a bother? We should outpace them in a matter of moments.
Well, we shall see.
Very well. He pulls out a pistol and cocks it and fires. And you see the discharge of the gun, and then one of the goblins square between his eyes.
That
Was that
was not lethal
satisfactory?
damage, right?
What was that thing?
This? And this is a pistol.
Like the part of a flower?
Yeah, like a pistol.
I'm not sure if it has anything to do with that.
I'm just lightly stuffing some oregano in my open wound while we talk.
You
Do you want me
quite
to
all
heal
right.
that, Soria?
What?
You want me to heal that?
No, just stitch it up. Starts
I slap-
on
I
the bouncing
slap-
cart. I just start stitching it up.
I slap you with a cure wounds.
Oh, thank you. Did you have to slap me?
Yes! That's how Tabaxi heal works.
How much do I heal?
5. Because my D8 rolls have been garbage all day.
That's more than I took, so thank you. Could I have one of those?
No. He holsters his pistol.
We're gonna steal.
Can I have one?
No, none of you can have one.
How much for it?
It's not for sale.
Ah,
Where'd you get it?
I got it from my father.
Who is
What
your
if I
father?
trade you this club?
My father was my father.
What was it?
Did he have a tragic backstory?
I don't know. He never talked of any particular tragedy, but most of the people where we're from have some sort
We're
of
still
sadness.
like charging away while we're talking,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Most of the people where I come from have some sort of sadness within their histories.
When did he give you the pistol?
Oh, when I was maybe 8 or 9.
Where was that?
Clever, but not quite clever enough for me to give up my secrets. You see, it's an old piece of fervent tech.
You should have Olsef take a look at it then.
yes. Perhaps I can learn more about fervent tech by examining this pistol thing.
Well, I believe that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
What does it shoot? Rocks?
It shoots various projectiles as long as they're the right size. I can load just about anything into it. Although the harder the material, the better. And the more well-shaped they are, the more straight they fly.
So do I learn anything from this pistol?
Roll an investigation.
Guidance.
Thank you. Um, 13.
Still fairly new to the whole fervent tech world. You don't gain a whole lot of new insights, but you are able to start seeing where some of your repair tools meet up with different devices. You can add 4 more points to your fervent tech progress.
I'll just casually put the pistol in my pouch.
Don't think
Now
I
it
didn't
smells like
notice that.
oregano.
I know. But now it smells like irradiated oregano.
Well, I can't say that I complain about a well-seasoned pistol. He places it back in its holster. The rest of the day passes without much more activity, and none of the hobgoblins chose to pursue you further.
What should I name this spear? I was thinking the side splitter.
Chuckles.
Tasha's hideous laugh. No, I can't cast that. Do I
Night
get to add a
falls.
spear to my...
Yeah, you
Okay.
can add a spear to your
Awesome.
inventory.
I'm technically able to use one.
It's just a basic spear.
Yep.
I don't know
Okay.
if Hobgoblin can use it. I'm pretty sure you can.
Alright.
So Ishmaela,
Yes.
are you going to find us a beautiful place to rest?
Oh,
for
is
the
it?
night?
Is night approaching?
Night is approaching. The sun is
Sure.
Getting low.
I'll do a search
sun's getting pretty low, big guy.
with guidance.
Get out.
Oh wow! I rolled as maximum as I possibly could, with a nat 20 plus 4 plus 7, so 31.
You find an absolutely perfect place to rest for the evening. There's a gentle rolling brook, and it's perfectly crystal clear water. There's a little pond that is emerging from. You think that this is some sort of oh, why am I blanking on the name of the naturally rising waters?
Spring.
A spring?
Artesian
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 well.
well.
Spring.
That's the word. Yeah, you think this is sort of an artesian well that's created as a pond, and the water is constantly flowing and moving, so it's perfectly clear.
This seems a little too perfect. We should probably move on.
It seems to be all but hidden with this very tall stone structure on all sides of it, except for the entrance. You have to sort of wander back in here. It's all natural formations.
It doesn't feel Feywildy. It just seems so perfect.
With all your experience in the Feywild, you aren't feeling Fey influence here, but you can tell that there's something that's maybe a little extraplanar, a little ethereal here.
Divine or something.
Yeah, something is going on with this particular location.
Alright, this is probably a sacred place, so hold in your farts.
The three pirates look at each other. I'm sorry. Did you say holding our farts?
I mean, at least go outside of the glade to fart.
Why would farts matter?
I don't know. It just seems like you shouldn't do it in a sacred place.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm fairly certain the gods fart just as we do.
Do they?
Can only imagine.
Next time I meet God, I will ask them that question.
They must consume something, I'm sure. And if something consumes, they must process that food, and thus gases expand out of their bodies.
Well, shall we stay here tonight or not?
Yeah, we'll stay in the god fart glade.
Okay.
I mean, if I can't fart here, I'm not sure if I want to stay.
No, you can fart. It's fine. I got out religioned.
Can we do a religion check to double check on the fart status
Okay.
of
Sure. If you want to do a knowledge religion check, go ahead.
Ishmael, could you search for food for the evening?
I want to look for
I got a
fish in the brook.
13 on my God fart check.
You're fairly certain God's fart. What?
I wanted to look for fish in the brook.
You find them.
I'll use sticks and make a little weir.
You have a lot of fish.
Doesn't Olsef have a fishing rod?
You barely have to try to catch these fish. You can simply reach down and grab them.
Alright, I'll make fish for dinner.
Okay.
All right.
Paw at the fish and just start knocking them out of the water.
How many fish do you want to knock out?
As he knocks them out, I'll just start collecting them, and
You knock out 4 fish.
I'll just start collecting them and putting them in salt, using some leaves to cover them up,
All right.
to prep them, to hold on to them for later.
You do that. Is there anything else that you're looking to find?
Berries.
As you go searching about, within moments you find all sorts of berries. Raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, a whole mulberry tree.
I look for platinum.
Although you cast your gaze about, you see no platinum.
Are there gold nuggets in the stream?
You can go ahead and make a perception check
Okay.
or an investigation.
Which one?
Whatever you'd prefer. Player's choice.
Perception.
Very well.
I cast Minor Illusion and put some gold
9.
underneath the water.
You see some gold under the water.
I attempt to sieve it up.
When you try to interact with it, it seems to just pass right through your hands.
Oh, I thought I had found some gold, but I was mistaken.
Olsef, I think you missed.
I did.
Is there any honey?
Yes, it did.
You should try again.
No.
Is there any? Can I find some honey to go with these berries?
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
There's just on the other side of the stream where you were finding the berries, find a fairly large and docile beehive filled with honey.
Why don't we just move here?
Yeah, why not? It is not where you are planning to go.
Yeah, I do need to, like, save everyone.
Yeah, you need to save your village.
But this place is pretty nice.
Well, mark this on a map. We got the map, right?
Nope. Captain, do you have a map?
I have several maps back on the ship.
Oh. That doesn't.
Well, let us remember the landmarks and we will find this place.
I'll gather up as much wild forage stuff that we can take with us. Fish, berries, tubers.
How much do you want to gather?
As much as we can fit in the cart comfortably.
You have about 50 pounds of various foraged goods.
This will keep us well fed for many days.
I'll do what I can to preserve what I do, like salting and...
For most of what you find, since there are quite a few berries, making jams and jellies would probably be the most advised, although you think you probably lack sugar at the moment.
Unless there's sugar canes here.
You have honey.
There are no sugar
There's
canes
honey.
here.
I could do honey.
There's honey. I suppose you could probably modify a recipe and use honey instead of sugar. I think that would work all right. Just reduce the amount of liquid you put in.
And I'll
There's
I'll salt
antibacterial.
and smoke various fishes.
You spend quite a few hours late into the evening
I
working.
probably can't lockpick tonight. That's okay.
Yeah, you would have to give up your lockpicking to do
That's
all
fine.
this. But you managed to, if anyone else is willing to help her,
That will help.
you managed to, well, secure, after you kind of boil things down and everything, you now have 35 pounds of preserved foods.
Well, that'll be good.
Yes, that's a very good thing to have. Much better than the jerky.
They are quite valuable preserved foods, too. The fish aren't particularly valuable, but the jams and jellies and honeys are quite valuable as far as consumable goods are.
All right.
Okay. So having helped, I probably have given up my fervent tech training. That's fine. Well then,
I have given up nothing. So I go back to my sister training.
Well, you're trying to inspire them with your music.
Yeah.
I am not.
It's a dirty lie.
I would never do such a thing.
Well, I got 35.
Okay.
well, I am very tired. I'm going to try to sleep.
Yeah, this place is really nice, and we'll probably all like get surrounded by treants in the middle of the night or something.
Probably something terrible will happen. Yes, no
A
doubt.
mammoth will trample our camp.
At
All
least
right.
I'll have funny hat.
Yeah, I still have my bowler hat on.
You bed down for the evening, and number 3. Roll percentile dice.
75.
As you are sleeping in the middle of the night, you and only you awake. Everyone else has a particularly deep sleep, being totally undisturbed, and will later wake incredibly rested. But you have what you're uncertain if it was a dream or a reality. You weren't sure if you were asleep or awake, but you see the glade. It is filled with creatures of the Feywild. And creatures that you've never seen before, coming from someplace else. They fly about, gently swooping above your head, as vines swing and flowers dangle in front of you. The air is filled with sparkling and glittering bubbles. Light refracts in the most beautiful of rainbows across every surface that you can see. And a little sprite dragon flutters in front of your face and gently blows a puff of air, and then you wake up. And it is the next morning.
Did I get a long rest?
Not only did you get a long rest, you now have inspiration.
Wow.
Did that dragon fart on you so you got inspiration?
Yeah, it was a fart glade.
It's because you farted. God's blessed you.
Okay, well, none of the rest of us know anything about this, so.
Nope, and I'm not telling no one.
All
Did
right.
you transform into any of the creatures you saw in the stream?
Did I see any humanoid
No,
figures? No.
nothing.
Yeah, you can do animals.
I could turn into whatever sort of Fae Vandalia was.
Yes. And you saw a little sprite dragon.
Although that's probably not a beast.
No, that would count as a fae. So, it is now the next morning, and everyone is feeling particularly well rested, especially you.
Well, I'll make a nice big breakfast. I'll have gotten up a little early.
Okay. You make a very hearty breakfast using whatever supplies you
All
wish.
the things.
All the things.
Yeah.
It's a very hearty meal. And when you set out from this beautiful little glade, you notice fairly quickly that you're not where you started last night, or ended last night. You're in quite a different looking spot.
We went through the Feywild last night.
Now, I can't be entirely certain how this happened, but I'm fairly certain we've traveled quite a few miles further down the road.
We traveled through the Feywild last night.
That would seem improbable, but I cannot deny where we are. So, it seems you traveled through the Feywild.
We should do that more often.
Yeah, we should.
Yes, I would much appreciate it if you could consistently find such amazing glades that we could save what looks to be about half a day's journey.
Oh,
Yeah?
that is an amazing thing. Thank you, Ishmaela.
It was definitely me.
Well done, indeed.
Yes, heap praise on me now.
And as you sit down during the day,
I do praise heaping on Ishmaela.
well, keep doing things because number 1 just came up. So roll some percentile die.
Don't mess it up. Find the other die.
That's not it.
Yeah, that's a D10.
There it is. Okay. Let's see what happens.
Let's see.
What happens is Heinz.
What happened? I couldn't hear you.
Heinz.
Heinz?
Yes.
What is Heinz?
57.
Oh.
You're not
Product
paying us. We can't say
placement.
that.
Nope.
Red gold.
As you travel down the
taking
road, you see a small, not quite temple, but like a shrine, an enclosed shrine. And there are worshippers gathering outside and moving inside and conversing, and it seems to be some sort of gathering on this day.
Is there any sort of symbols?
You would recognize that these are the symbols of Ujmar, who is a god of weather and the sea.
Are we close enough where I can shout at one of them?
They're a fair ways back from the road, They could hear you shouting, although they might not be able to make out exactly what you're saying.
I'll still try. Hey, you! What are you doing?
Some of them turn to look at you, and they just sort of wave, confused looking.
Maybe they want some jelly.
Are we gonna try to sell it to them?
I don't know. Do they
You-
want to just go by?
Although the two of you, having lived in the wilds, would be a little bit less familiar with some of these practices. Nines, you would know that most of the people who gather to worship Ujmar are sailors, farmers, and anyone whose livelihood depends on weather and being sort of predictable. Ujmar has a great deal of work with water. That's a lot of what he does, whether it's making it rain from the sky or making a river flow or keeping the seas calm.
Be on our side when we were on
That is the domain of Ujmar.
I don't.
Captain, shouldn't you be, like, doing whatever they're doing?
A rather relaxed looking captain says, "Oh," tips his hat up slightly, which had been over his eyes. "I always pray to Ujmar before we set sail. I find that I fare better if I don't tax my goodwill with Ujmar. So I ask only for what I need and nothing more."
So why is it that you all only worship like single parts of the shifting god?
I'm sorry?
Why do you worship different aspects of the single god?
Weather, water, seasonal shifts, that is the domain of Ujmar.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't it be more efficient to just worship like the single one?
The single one what?
These people, none of you. All the gods are. I mean, like, okay, so they're omnipresent beings, right?
Yes.
Wouldn't it make more sense that they're all just one taking on different shapes?
I suppose that's entirely possible.
So it's a shifting god.
Perhaps, but we worship to the individual aspects and pray for what we need. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. It depends on the particular mood, I suppose.
I just think that, if some people can change their shapes easily.
Then certainly a god can.
Exactly.
I am wondering, even though the captain asks for favors in moderation, whether it would not be good for us just to happen to give a gift to this particular temple or shrine.
Yeah, what do they like?
Ujman tends not to ask for much. Usually he likes to just be left alone.
Oh.
And perhaps we had...
So these are all all these people are committing a sacrilege right now.
I don't know what they're doing. They could be gathering to simply have a large lunch together.
Oh. Okay.
Lunch, you say? I get out of the wagon.
All right. Well, if we're all going to have a meal with some worshippers, let's head out and do it then, shall we?
I'll bring some apology jelly.
Nines leads the charge towards the worshippers of Ujmar.
Excuse me, I would like to partake in your lunch.
Do you have anything to offer?
I'm with her. She does.
Do you have any food? It's a potluck.
I have jelly.
Jelly's great.
There you go.
Oh, wow, thank
Good
you.
jelly.
Okay. Yeah, well, come on in. Help yourselves.
This is pretty weird.
This is pretty weird.
What's weird about it?
What?
Or just join cult and just eat their food. It's not normal.
Wait,
exactly.
Pass a potato salad.
Not exactly a cult.
do you have any weird little like pickles wrapped in cream cheese and deli meats?
Yep, apparently they do. If you're from the Midwest, you'll know what that is. And if you're not, pray you don't find out.
Okay, well,
Wait, what are you guys doing here? Outside the potluck.
Oh, well, there's a... This is what our town does. Get together and have a meal anytime there's a big storm coming through. We try to gather and get all of us in one spot and then ask Ujmar to, keep the storm away from just here. Yeah, we try to not ask too much of her.
You ever try to get it to go to one of your sister towns that you don't like?
No, why would we do that? It's really vindictive. Well, we're not.
Well, you're not, but they are.
I mean,
Right?
I don't think they are, but okay. We could do that, I guess.
If they're not, how do you explain tornadoes?
I mean, there's a lot to control.
So, you are having the potluck. You are expecting a very large storm?
Oh, yeah. You can feel it. It's coming.
And you believe that this place will be the safest place to be?
Well, we try to respect Ujmar and all gather here so that there's fewer things to try to move the storm around.
Maybe.
Perhaps this would be good for us to join them this evening if they are willing.
Would you be willing to lend us a barn or something to sleep in?
You can stay here. There's plenty of room.
Well, not to impose my will on anyone else, but if there is a giant storm coming that could be destructive and this is a safe place, perhaps we will stay here this evening.
Well, that seems about as good of an idea as I've ever heard.
I have had the best idea that this captain has ever heard.
Have you seen the company's Captain Keith?
Yes, but
I'm
still.
just joking.
It's not often in my line of work that you get to actively avoid the storms.
Why?
Because you're on the ocean. And you go which way the wind allows you to.
Oh. I still have a very loose concept on how boats are working here, I think.
He claps you on the back. You'll find out soon enough.
All right.
Okay, well, we've decided to stay. I thank you very much for the hospitality. We will do our best to deserve your kindness.
Well, I mean, you brought jelly. We don't get much jelly in these parts, so that's good enough for us. Help yourself to as much food as you want. There's plenty to go around. And
I'll try.
this woman you've been talking to sort of shuffles off.
Wait, what's your tragic backstory?
She doesn't seem to be paying any attention to you at this point.
Father got killed by a massive storm.
Do I like the pickle roll-ups?
That's up to you.
I don't know if I do.
Roll for it.
Do you like
D4.
pickles?
Yes.
Do you like creamed cheese?
Yes.
Do you like preserved meats?
Yes.
Do you like bad preserved meats?
Not so much.
Not spoiled preserved meats, just bad preserved meats.
Not really.
Then you appreciate some parts of this, but wish they'd used higher quality ingredients.
Well, the grape salad's weird too. I'm like, this is all just like Methodist church potluck, isn't it?
I mean,
there-
sort of.
Is there a fantasy equivalent to a Frito pie?
According to that nat 20, yeah.
It's just Frito pie.
It's just Frito pie.
They have corn, they roll it, shape it, fry it, and then put it on
Ground ox.
on some ground oxen, that they season, sure, why not?
This is a lot better.
Like, why? Like, go ahead. There's Frito pie.
Are there any pretzels?
There's a couple. They're okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really
You can
in
tell that the
pretzel
Nordfeldian influence is fading.
Yeah. I sampled one
still
just
eat
for
a
nostalgia.
Are there like
don't
sugar
expect to have a
cookies in the
pretzel there.
shapes of storm clouds?
They don't have any cookies.
Oh,
Should have brought cookies. Everyone loves cookies.
if they can get, if you guys can get me some sugar and flour, I'll make you cookies.
Oh, sorry, we don't have any of that.
Oh,
We only have flour, but no sugar.
oh, could I have some flour?
Sure, maybe after the storm. Didn't bring any here.
Oh, okay.
Well, should we just wait for the storm then?
Yeah, I think we'll just bed down here after eating a selection.
After a few hours, the skies darken, nearly pitch black. You can barely see anything outside, and then the lightning strikes begin. You watch as these clouds go rolling by, illuminated only by the flashes between them. You can hardly see 10 feet out this structure, but the bits that you can show momentary glimpses of trees bending, breaking, shattering all over the place. So, structures are shaken, but here in the temple, just a gentle breeze blows through.
Neat.
And after several hours of this storm, the clouds begin to disperse, if only slightly, and a gentle overcast evening remains. Then a rain sets in, gentle and slow, but it's quite dark now, clearly night, and you're here at the temple. Most of the folks have bedded down for the evening, not wanting to head back out into that weather. And they point you to some spare cots that they have.
I'm waiting for a roll for initiative.
Storm giant.
Well, I for one am willing to sleep on their cot and accept their hospitality.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm going
Just
to
walk
do
on someone else's cot and just fall asleep on top of it.
I'm going to do a fervent tech training thing before I fall asleep.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Yeah.
get 77. Oh, that's a 0. 70.
Can you teach me lockpicking more, Safine?
Of course, I'd be glad to help you.
So you're from Tercine as well?
That's right.
And what do you know about the captain?
The captain? Not much.
Huh.
I've been with his crew for a couple of years now.
What's your favorite Tercinian food?
There's not much to like about Ticinian food.
So,
It's mostly hard, cold, preserved meats make up a lot of it. It's not entirely unpleasant. It's just not something one longs for most days. Although every once in a while, I suppose I do get a craving for oatmeal.
oatmeal?
Yes. We don't grow many things in Ticine these days, but oats are one of them.
So are you like related to Isabella or just you grew up together?
To the best of our knowledge, we're not related. But we've been friends for many, many years.
Alright. Well, thank you for teaching me.
Of course. I think everyone should know how to get themselves out of a tight situation.
I agree. So I get to roll twice?
Yeah. Just like you have been. You asked pirates to help you learn lockpicking.
50 and 97.
Wow.
It's the second 97 you've gotten.
I know. That's why I went to Sophine for training. I seem to work better with her.
All right. I'm guessing you are practicing your zither. Is that right?
Yes.
All right.
Entertaining all the people in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
With your bad.
With a mighty 1.
You rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1?
percentile.
Yeah, I rolled a 1. Unless you want to, like, let me put the 1 in front of the 2 zeros.
Nope. That's not how it
Okay.
works. Making some slow progress, but progress nonetheless. The storm continues to roll through, not quite as furious as the start of it was. And you sleep well enough through the evening. You wake the next morning and the skies are mostly clear, a few puffy little white clouds in them, and you see the devastation that dots the landscape. Trees toppled everywhere, and many fields are flooded. But the temple remains unharmed, as does most of the village,
Good thinking.
which is just off in the distance.
This has been wonderful. You have probably saved our lives. I am wondering, is your group of people, do you use money, coins?
We have a few traders that come through here. Although we mostly take care of ourselves in this area, we occasionally have to buy things.
Could you use gold coins?
We use gold coins from time to time, yes.
I will give them 4 gold coins.
Oh, that is incredibly generous of you. Thank you very much.
Well, there is much destruction around here, I am sure, that needs to be repaired, but you have saved our lives. That is most beyond the counting of money.
Could I also buy a sack of flour and a sack of oats?
Feel free to help yourself. We have plenty to spare.
Okay.
Flour and oats are plentiful this year. And if we don't go through it, they'll just end up wasting.
Well then, shall we go on?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Heading out into the day. You're about halfway through your journey.
Haven't died yet. Oh, we got a long rest, I'm guessing.
Yes, you do have a long rest, so take whatever you need to there. And
Cast anything.
as you begin your trek out through the now sort of marshy, boggy, sodden fields, that's what we're going to call it for this session. About halfway through your journey and making your way towards the coastline. So, yeah, you actually did dodge a real bullet there, because the consequences for not visiting the temple and trying to brave the storm were potentially rather dire.
Once again, Nine's thinking with his stomach, save the group.
Always think with your stomach, is the rule.
All right.
Okay.
Hope you guys enjoyed that session.
It was, and I'm glad that we didn't die in the storm. That was
combat.
More combat.
It's been
An adventure.
it's been fun for me so far, using this massive table that I wrote out and seeing what you guys
This
come
has
up
been
with.
a fun session.
Yeah. I hope you all at home enjoyed that too. We will be back next week with more of this, and with that MTG Forgotten Realms draft special on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. So hope you tune in. Hope to see you there. We'll chat and trash on ourselves, because we definitely deserve it for some of this. Hope you all have a good week in the meantime. Love you. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.